The following is a special presentation of the Simulation Football League. Marconi, he rolls out to the end zone and it's picked off! It's picked off by San Francisco! Andrew Ball! Pass going deep again to Iba, wide open, Iba 10-5 touchdown! Looks like they were in that same defense that he scored on. Picks up a mark! He is off to the races! 10-5 touchdown! New York Knights! Right on the move. West back to pass. West will go to the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown! Tallahassee Pride!
Welcome to Sporting International Field in Santa Fe, Mexico. Tonight it's the Baltimore Crabs and the Santa Fe Gorillas, a battle of two 5-1 teams here on the Sim Football Network on Twitch.tv alongside Mike Peters. I am Cameron Irvine. Mike, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited for this game. We've got a couple of quarterbacks who combined for over 700 yards in the first 700 yards and 7 touchdowns in the first meeting between the two. So I'm really looking forward to a great game.
A rematch of epic proportions, a 38-31 victory for Baltimore. Last time, this will more than likely decide the fate of the second first round bye in the SFL 16 playoff as Santa Fe and Baltimore are introduced to you. Let's head down to the field for the coin toss. And Mike, what are your keys to the game tonight?
Well, I think it's going to be both secondaries. Both of the secondaries are able to create a lot of turnovers. Both quarterbacks have shown that they will turn the ball over from time to time. So I think, which secondary can force the most turnovers is going to be a big key to who wins the game tonight.
It is heads.
So the Gorillas win the toss. They want the ball, and Crabs will defend the north goal. We are all ready to go. It's Money Monday. Baltimore, Santa Fe, a long-awaited rematch from Sporting International Field. Kick it! And from the 9-yard line, Santa Fe on the return, out past the 25 to the 29-yard line, and that's where the Gorillas will set up. Orange helmets, blue jerseys, orange pants, white numbers, white and blue trim.
Well, Daniel Garcia's coming out onto the field. The first game between these two, he threw for 372 yards and 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. So that's going to be the key to the game for Santa Fe today, how well he plays and if he can get off to a quick start.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line, and Daniel Garcia starts the game off with a run up the middle, and Isaac Montoya cannot find his way out of the backfield. And a nice start for Henry Hittner, who leads the Crabs in tackles.
Yeah, him and Joe Dazzo are tied for the team lead in tackles at 60. Hittner, not a big name that you expect, but he's been playing very well, and he comes up and makes a tackle there to start the game.
So 2nd down, 11 for Santa Fe. 3 receivers and an I formation for the Gorillas. And with a 4-3 defensive set, Baltimore jumps offside. It's a free play, and down the field, the pass nearly caught on the second time by Juan Bosco, but the offside's going to make it 2nd and 6.
Well, free play there. They took a shot over the middle, trying to pick up some extra yards. Didn't quite work out for them. So they're going to take the penalty here, and they'll get a 1st and 5 early on, pick up some free yards.
Or a 2nd and 6, strike one, Mike.
Oh! I forgot about the run on 1st down already.
That's okay. If we're taking into consideration how bad I messed up all of last Monday, you're still well behind.
Well, let's not put us out on a negative plane from last week. Hopefully we got that all the technical difficulties from last week worked out.
So 2nd down and 6. The defensive line shifts for the Crabs. And Daniel Garcia will drop the throw. He'll flip it out to Montoya. And a nice job by Baltimore on the outside. Brown and Dazzle combined for the stop. They do that better than any team in the league defending the flats.
Yeah, they did a really good job there. They had two high safety look. Looked like they were probably running cover 2. And they had the linebacker in the corner right there to shut it down and pick up a key 3rd and 5 here on the first drive.
3rd down, 5 yards to go for Santa Fe on the opening drive. Baltimore without Snyder. They'd love an early stop here. As out of the eye, Garcia will drop the throw. And he's got time and fires down the field. It's picked off at the 40 and returned past midfield by Eddie Gage out to the Santa Fe 46-yard line. And Daniel Garcia, not the start he wanted tonight.
Well, 2 scoops there, comes up with the interception. That's his 3rd pick of the season. He's playing the middle. It looked like they were running cover 3. He just comes in, jumps the route there, picks it off, and Baltimore's off to a good start. Got the ball back, and like we talked about early on, it's going to be a play of the secondary. And Baltimore's got a great secondary, puts himself in position there to hopefully move the ball down the field, get the ball or get some points on the board, and start the game off right.
We know how to make some graphics, don't we? Eddie Gage, 2 scoops, and we'll get you more of him in just a minute. 1st and 10 for Baltimore with 3 receivers. Back to pass, Mike Dazzo. He flips it outside. That is Albright on the catch. A 4-yard gain for Baltimore, 2nd down.
Just a nice little swing pass out into the flat. I think this is what we're going to see a lot of with Dazzo. Dropping back, playing shotgun, kind of spreading the ball around and, trying to put some pressure on the Santa Fe defense. First play looked good. We'll see how it goes from here.
So 2nd down and 4 for Baltimore from the Santa Fe 40-yard line. 4-down lineman for the Gorillas. A 4-3 defensive look. Linebackers showing a blitz. They back off. Dazzo back to pass. Pressure. Oh, Mike Dazzo blown up for a 6-yard loss. 3rd down and 10. That's a nasty hit.
Well, we talked about the secondaries. One thing we didn't talk about is defensive line. Anytime you can get production from your defensive line like that and get it at the quarterback, that's always a plus. They get in there and create an early 3rd and 10. So battle of defenses early on.
3rd down, 10 for the Crabs. 4 receivers. Back to pass. Dazzo running out of time again. Hit as he threw, and that pass is incomplete. And what a stop for Santa Fe here to start the game.
Well, Santa Fe's got one of the top defenses in the league. Actually, they're 1st in a lot of categories, and they're showing why there. A lot of good pressure. I actually thought Dazzo was going to get out of that and make some magic and get something off, but wound up getting back down, and they go 3 and out. So Santa Fe will get the ball back and see what they can do.
So 4th down and 10 for the Crabs here early on. No score. Both teams have had quick first possession. As the Crabs punt it away. This one will bounce at the 9-yard line. Down to the 4, down to the 3. Beautifully saved at the 4-yard line. And that's what you got to do against a talented offense. You pin them back deep.
Well, that's good special teams play there. Santa Fe didn't look super interested in trying to return it. They let it bounce, and it kind of checked up. Baltimore did a great job of getting down there and down the ball inside the 5. So Garcia and folks are going to have a long way to go if they want to put the first points of the game on the board.
1st and 10 at the 4. Split wide receiver look here for Santa Fe, and Daniel Garcia will try to shake off his interception. Montoya takes the handoff, has some space, but Kenneth Lyons comes up to make the stop. 4-yard gain, or actually about 3.5-yard gain after the 7.
Well, you gotta respect the cornerback who can come up and play the run like that. Run up the middle, he was able to get off his receiver, come up and make a tackle there. That's an impressive play for an athletic corner. 2nd
and 6, 3 minutes in. Money Monday, a battle of 5-1 teams. A very intriguing matchup as Montoya takes the handoff. And he fumbled the football! It's recovered by the Crabs at the line, and Santa Fe has turned the ball over twice in the first 4 minutes.
Wow, this nobody would really expect this. We know that, you know, they can turn the ball over from time to time, but a 5-1 team, you don't expect to turn the ball over on their first 2 possessions. This is not the way Santa Fe wanted to start the game for sure. Baltimore in great position here to go up on the scoreboard first.
Dwayne Blackwell forcing the fumble, the strong safety, and man, their secondary's done a good job so far against Montoya. And Dazzo from the 7 or 6 yard line will drop the throw. He'll fire it deep to the end zone, and that pass is a little bit overthrown. A bad throw there by Mike, and it's 2nd and goal.
Yeah, there was a little hole in the coverage there, and he was able to sneak in right at the back of the end zone. Dazzo just put a little bit too much on it, let him out in the back of the end zone, and we're going to have to go to 2nd down, but expect to see something similar to that again, I think.
So 2nd down at the 6, and if you're Baltimore, I know you punted on the opening possession, but you couldn't have much to ask for a better start here.
You definitely like the way your defense is playing, for sure.
2nd and goal, split backs for Mike Dazzo, 3 receivers, and Mike Dazzo will have time to throw it, and throws it dangerously down the middle, but into enough pressure, looking for that he might have drawn a penalty.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what happened. Maybe they got his hand on there a little bit early. Looks like they're going to get a PI call, which is going to move him a little bit closer to the goal line and give him automatic first down. So they kind of reset. Not a huge penalty there, but definitely, you know, if you have to take the choice of giving up the touchdown or taking the penalty right there, I think you definitely take the penalty.
So the flag's on Brunson. The pass was intended for Demetrius Outdat. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1. Santa Fe trying to bend and not break, and what's interesting, this game starts with defense, and the first matchup of the year, the 2 teams combined for 69 points.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting, you know, with 2 defensive teams like that they scored that much.
1st and goal at the 1, and Dazzo hands it off into the backfield. That's a 3-yard loss, and that's more solid play from the Santa Fe defensive line. Seals on the tackle.
Well, the secondary gets a lot of the pub for the Santa Fe defense, but we know they've got 2 good linebackers, and, you know, judging by what we've seen so far, their defensive line's pretty good too, so they definitely showed it there, and they're going to put the pressure on Dazzo to make a play.
2nd and goal with 3 backs in the backfield for Dazzo. And Mike Dazzo looking to put the first points on the board, flips it outside, and that will not be a touchdown. It'll only be a 1-yard gain for Candidate, who's the running back tonight, and it's 3rd down and 3.
I thought that was a really good play. It looked like they were getting pressure up the middle. He just threw a little swing pass out there. I thought he was going to get in for the touchdown initially, but great play there on the defense. They shut it down, and they hold them to 3rd down.
Santa Fe not making anything easy right now. DR Sim is to the bottom of the screen. 3rd and goal from the 3. What will the Crabs decide to do? He's going to be sacked by Montero on a safety blitz. What a gutsy call on 3rd down, and they're going to have to bring the field goal unit out.
Wow, I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of these defenses right now. Santa Fe turns the ball over inside the 10, and they put the clamps down. They even get a pass interference, reset, 1st and goal inside the 5. They put the clamps down and say, nope, you're not getting it. You're going to have to settle for a field goal. Impressive stands on both sides of the ball on defense so far early on.
So 4th down and goal, Baltimore to kick the field goal. It'll be about from 26 yards away. They should put the first points up on the board, but points have been hard to come by so far tonight. You never know. And from the left hash, the field goal for the Crabs will be up and good. With 7:11 to go in the first quarter, Crabs 3, Gorillas nothing.
Well, I know in some of the games this year we've had instances where field goals were anything but a sure thing, but I feel pretty confident that anything under 30 yards is probably got a pretty high chance of scoring there.
Yeah, unless they block it. And the field goal kickers have almost snapped out of their bad spell. I haven't seen a missed field goal in a few games. Hopefully we're not due tonight.
Well, let's not jinx ourselves. Although if it still ends like that game early on in the season, that we'll take it, because that was a lot of fun.
Santa Fe on the return, and not much room there at all. Baltimore swarms to the ball at the 26-yard line. And now if you're Santa Fe, you just have to calm down and get back to what you do best.
Well, I think you have to kind of worry about the mindset of Daniel Garcia. He's been prone to make mistakes. He's already thrown an interception. They fumbled the ball. He's had 11 turnovers in just 3 of his games, and 1 including 5 interceptions. So what's his head going to be like, and how can he bounce back?
So 3 receivers for Daniel Garcia to start the drive. And Garcia will take a low snap and flip it outside to Montoya, and Montoya picks up just a couple. Again, a nice job by Kenneth Lyons on the outside, and a little surprised they haven't gone deep to Juan Bosco or the former Crab, Nick T. Quick, yet.
Well, I think it's due. I mean, they're going to do it early on. I think right now it's kind of, like a heavyweight boxing match. They're feeling each other out. They're kind of seeing. I mean, Garcia might be a little gun shy too after starting off, so he's just going to kind of play it safe, try to get himself in a rhythm, and I think they'll open up the offense as we go along.
Second down, 8 yards to go at the 28-yard line, and Garcia goes out of the shotgun with a 3-3 defensive look. Baltimore's defense pretty spread out here as Garcia takes the snap, drops back to pass, throws it over the middle. That pass is caught by Nick T. Quick, and there you go. You're starting to get a feel for this. You called it, and Quick gets the first down.
Yeah, you have to kind of feel your way through and kind of see what's going. They had a soft coverage there, and he was able to find a little zone. It looked like a little post route. Actually, that was a nice little kind of rub route there. They had a corner and a post mixing there. It created separation. Great play call, and they're able to complete the pass, pick up the first down. Back
to Carlo Montero. Him and his brother Christoph have they're almost identical in their stats. They have each have 3 interceptions, just 4 tackles separate the two, and it's interesting that they've been so similar so far this year as Garcia's pass is incomplete.
you led me down the wrong path. I was like, okay, we're talking about the Monteros. We were talking about that before the game, and they're it is impressive that 2 twins play so similarly, and they both played together at Harvard, and that was kind of like having Ronnie Lott and Rod Woodson back in the same secondary. It had to be for Ivy League schools with those 2 guys both back there.
Second and 10 at the 41-yard line. A couple of geniuses helping out the Santa Fe defense. Right now, the offense needs a bit of help. Second and 10, and Garcia goes out to Bosco. That pass is caught just shy of the sticks. 3rd and 2. They're going to run no huddle here.
Well, there was some pressure by Baltimore's defense, and there was a chop block on the offensive line. I actually gave them time to get that off, and here they go with the no huddle.
So 3rd and 2. Santa Fe trying to convert for the first time tonight on 3rd down, and Garcia drops to throw. He'll fire it deep, and the pass is incomplete. Nice job by Alexander Brown. He sells out for it and forces the 4th down.
Wow, that is there. You're not probably going to see a more athletic play than that in this league. Brown just absolutely sells out, gets full extension to knock that ball away and force a very crucial 4th down.
I tell you what, Santa Fe walking a fine line so far. It almost seems like Baltimore has improved in a way since Elliott Snyder has gotten hurt. They just, I don't know, they've got a lot of players stepping up big right now.
Yeah, there's something to be said about championship teams. You got to overcome adversity, and they've really done that since Snyder's gone out. Their defense is standing on their head right now, and you really have to tip your caps to not only the coaching staff but also the players and the job that they've done.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Crabs at the 22-yard line to start the drive. 5:58 going the first quarter. Money Monday here on the Sim Football Network, and the Crabs have a 3-0 lead.
Well, so we get a 3rd drive here for Baltimore, and we'll get to see what Dazzo can do. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot. Got the 3 points, but really the defenses have been the name of the game here. Let's see what he can do here on his 3rd drive if he's able to change things up a little bit.
Dazzo, quick drop back, fires a quick slant to DR Sim. That's his first catch, and that's a 12-yard pickup, and that's just a nice find there from Dazzo.
Well, if you're going to, we saw the Santa Fe defense get pressure on the last drive. And they got some there. Actually, a good block. He had to hop over it. If you're going to avoid that pressure, you got to just do some 1 and 2 step or 1 and 3 step drops. Get some quick passes out, get them out in space, and see if they can create plays. He was able to do that there, and we'll see if that's going to continue to be the trend and how they adapt to that line.
1st and 10 at the 34 after the 12-yard catch from DR Sim. 2 backs and 2 receivers for Mike Dazzo, and he drops to throw. And he's got a lot of time for the first time tonight. That pass is caught by Outdet, his first grab, pickup of 3.
Again, just trying to keep it slow or keep it short, move it around the field. Santa Fe was sitting in a cover 2, and they're doing a really good job of keeping everything in front of them. They're going to give up those short passes underneath, but they're going to try to force you into a 3rd down and hope that they can make a play on 3rd down.
Crabs trying to add to their lead. 3 in the backfield. They will flip it out to Candidate, and Candidate's got some room to run, but quickly the Gorillas close on the 4-yard gain. Baltimore in the road, navy blue helmets, white jerseys, white pants, navy blue numbers, and gold trim tonight.
Well, here again, you see Santa Fe, they're going to sit back. They're going to give you a little bit of space. You're probably going to have a high percentage completing these passes underneath, but they're going to swarm to you as soon as you get the ball. As we saw there, 3-4 guys right there to make the tackle, and it brings up another third down.
Third down now. Dazzo goes out of the shotgun, trying to avoid some of the pressure that he's been facing tonight. Santa Fe's done a good job of that as Dazzo drops the pass. They rush 4, nearly sacked. He had to dump it off short, and I don't think that's where he wanted to go with the ball, and it's going to force a punt.
Well, actually, they were showing blitz there before the play, and Dazzo might have got a little concerned that they were going to blitz again. They actually dropped back. He looked like a little confused. It took away his first read. He didn't know where to go with it, and wasn't able to make anything happen, and they'll have to punt the ball away again.
I believe this is this your first time seeing the Santa Fe defense in action?
Actually,
in person?
Yeah, well, for sure in person. I'm not sure I've seen them a whole lot play live, but so far it's impressive. They're everything that people have talked about, and they're displaying it right now.
So with 3:50 to go in the first quarter, Baltimore's a 3-0 lead. They got the 3 points, if you're just joining us, off of a fumble from Isaac Montoya, which I believe is his first of the year. But only were able to get 3 points off of it due to some stout defense from the Montero brothers and company.
Well, I'd like to see what the stats are right now, because I don't think either team has combined for 50 yards of offense right now. The defenses are really shutting things down right now.
So back to pass. Garcia steps into the pocket, hit as he threw. That pass is nearly picked off, and Baltimore missed a big opportunity. And this is something that I haven't seen in the SFL until recently. Teams going no huddle off of an incomplete pass.
Well, a lot of times you see a matchup that you like, you want to try to exploit it. It looks like that's what they're trying to do here.
Garcia nearly picked again, and they're going to try it one more time, but Daniel Garcia still looks like he's rattled in this game.
Well, you kind of wonder what they saw, why they're going, because twice he's almost been picked off, so it might actually wind up backfiring on him here.
Will it be a third for Garcia? Hit as he threw. That pass is picked off by Kenneth Lyons. They turn the ball over 3 times, and Mora is beside himself. And what is going on with Santa Fe tonight? They don't look like a contender at all.
I don't know if it's Santa Fe's offense or it's just Baltimore's defense is standing on their heads. Like, this is a championship defense. I mean, that's the only thing you can say about it. This is the most impressive, and it's only the first quarter, but this is the most impressive defensive display I think we've seen in the SFL all year.
Forced 3 turnovers in the opening 9 minutes on the road. Mike Dazzo back to pass. Dazzo nearly sacked again, and Candidate will be dropped for a 1-yard loss. Mike Dazzo just has no choice against this stout secondary, and we might be at 3-0 for a very long time here.
Well, I was just thinking that. The way these defenses are playing, I don't think this is going to be anything like the first game that we saw between these two earlier in the season. These defenses are coming to play, and they know that the division championship is on the line, and they're both playing like championship caliber teams.
So you know football, Mike. We've seen some games that have been low scoring, and you could argue one way or another that's a 4-yard game for Sim. You could argue one way or another that it's bad offense, not good defense. Is this a case where it's bad offense or good defense so far, do you think?
Well, I think it's always a combination of both, but I think right now it's the defenses are dominating. As we're seeing with Santa Fe, they're keeping everything in front of them and they're making plays in the ball. Baltimore's defense is just flying everywhere and making plays. So I think it's definitely more so the defensive right now.
Third down and 7 for Dazzo. Empty backfield. Flips it outside. Outdat turns the corner. First down to the 21, a 10-yard gain. Outdat now 13 yards on 2 grabs, and it's a crab moving the chains nearly into the red zone.
That might be the only 13 yards they have. They don't have many more than that. They haven't found many holes like that in the Santa Fe defense, and Dazzo did a good job there finding it. I definitely like the way Dazzo's playing early on compared to Garcia, so that's something we have to keep an eye on. Can Garcia rebound?
2 receivers, both the left side. Candidates in the backfield, and he will take his first carry of the night and pick up a yard as, I believe, Joe Lynn, the former Crab, on the tackle.
Well, I think that's just more about trying to keep the defense honest than trying, expecting to pick up a whole lot of yards. They would have probably liked to pick up 2 or 3 yards there, but they just don't want to have that defense sitting in coverage. They're trying to give them something to think about, and they'll probably go back to the air here on this play.
DR Sims, 704 yards on 47 catches and 7 touchdowns. coming into the season, having a good rookie campaign. As Canada takes the handoff one more time, and he is absolutely bounced by Peterson. Unfortunately, he just wasn't able to get back up.
Well, I think what happened there is I think they were in a pass. Dazzle came out. He saw the two guys deep, he saw the two safeties deep, and he was trying to exploit it, thought he could maybe run it up the middle, but as we're seeing, that line is just playing way too well right now.
So 3rd down and 8 at the 19-yard line. Baltimore looking for an answer, and they look for Sim down the middle, and he tried to wedge a pass in between two defenders. It was a difficult ball, not a bad pass, as we're going to take another look at it here, but Baltimore's going to have to settle for 3 again.
Well, in a game like this, you're going to have to try to, just try to squeeze it in where you can. It's going to be, inches here and there. It's not going to be guys wide open by 3 or 4 yards. I don't know if that was the most well-advised pass in the world, but he took a shot, tried to squeeze it in, didn't work out, and now they're going to try to kick the field goal and take a 6-0 lead.
Somebody's got to tell Garcia, hey, I know it's rough out there, but you're only down 6-0. Just breathe, young fella.
Well, that's the good news. I mean, as the game probably couldn't start it any worse for Santa Fe, and their defense has done a tremendous job in keeping them in. Take that, be thankful for that.
Oh, they missed the field goal.
Wow. Well, there we go. We talked about it. We jinxed it. We talked about you mentioned how well the kicking game's been going, and 30-yard field goal is money, and here we go. So there you go. If you're Daniel Garcia, you have to look at this and say, okay, this couldn't have started any worse for us, but the worst possible start for us, and we're only down 3-0. So regroup, get your head together, take a deep breath, and go out there and play your game.
If you're Baltimore's defense, you almost have to feel deflated for as well as you played, and their offense just has not been able to execute.
And that does make you feel good, that's for sure.
So Garcia's out of the shotgun to start the drive. It's been a rough night for Garcia so far. His pass over the middle is caught by Quick. A nice grab there from Quick, and Garcia now has 36 yards.
Well, that was a dangerous pass. He's living over the middle. He threw it over the middle and into traffic. Quick was actually able to come up, make a nice grab here. Just kind of squeeze it in right between. Like I said, there's not going to be a ton of room, I don't think, in this game. You're going to have to kind of live with that. He made a good throw and a good catch on the other side, and they moved the chains.
So 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Baltimore 3, Santa Fe nothing. Here early on Money Monday, your questions are coming up in 30 seconds. Garcia back to pass. Deep ball. Boy, was that a duck. Quack, quack, right into Nick T. Quick's hands to the Crab 40-yard line. Biggest play of the game so far.
I couldn't tell if somebody got their hand on it on the line or not, but wasn't the best pass in the world, and sometimes fortune, is what dictates certain plays, and that one he just got lucky that one fell in and he was able to complete it and move on. But maybe that gets his mind going, and he's feeling good about the way things are going right now, and it gets him going in the right direction from here on out.
Looked like my spiral out there. Garcia back to pass. Hit as he threw that pass. Caught by Moore. That's a first down at the 27-yard line. Garcia, just as the quarter expires, starting to get a little rhythm now.
Yeah, he's got lucky with a couple passes. He's able to sneak in there, and now it's just a good play call. They're running the play across to the outside of the field. Great play, great route. Was able to beat his guy in man. Picks the first down. So that's 3 completions now for Garcia. If anything's going to kind of get his mind right and get him going in the right direction, something like that will.
So that's the end of the first quarter. Your Money Monday questions are coming up right here during this break. Baltimore 3, Santa Fe nothing. This is the Sim Football Network on Twitch. Here are your Money Monday questions of the night. Question number 1. What will be the yardage separation between the star receivers on each team, DR Sim and Juan Bosco, in the third quarter? And how many tackles for loss will there be in the third quarter against these two less than stellar run offenses? Get your answers in before halftime at simulationfl.com. The link will be provided in the chat room. Good luck. Start of the second quarter. That is a look at one of the largest malls in Mexico, and I'm sure the ladies love that while a lot of their husbands and boyfriends go out to Spalding International Field from time to time. Baltimore has a 3-0 lead. Spalding International Field. It is a beauty. It's got the whole jungle theme going right as we start the second quarter. So start of the second quarter here for Santa Fe. And that pass is caught on the outside for a 4-yard gain. And overall, Santa Fe looks to have regathered themselves here.
Well, Garcia has, for sure. He's completed 4 passes in a row now. And, you know, I think he's getting his legs under him a little bit. He's kind of shaking off the cobwebs that he started out the game with. And, you know, like we said, everything, as bad as everything went, they're only down 3-0. And he looks to have, you know, kind of shaken it off and realized the opportunity that he has, and he's making some good decisions right now.
2nd down and 6 for Santa Fe. And Garcia will drop the throw, and Garcia's pass caught one-handed by Mora. Mora having a pretty good first half here, but no gain on that play. Baltimore, good job of an open field tackle.
It looked like he might have had a shot to throw it out into the flat to Montoya, but he decided to hit the little underneath route to the tight end. Didn't get anything much there, but got a 3rd and 6. Let's see what he can do. Still 5 completions in a row.
So 3rd down and 6. Garcia back to pass. He makes it 6 for a first down for Santa Fe to the 15-yard line, and that's another catch for Ulysses Mora at tight end.
Well, as we see the graphic pop up on the screen, he's thrown 2 interceptions today, but I think the story, like you said, 6 completions now. So he's moving the ball around. The line's getting him time. The line's giving him time, which is good. And his guys are finding little creases. He's able to find them, and they're moving the ball.
So 1st and 10 of the 15. Out of the eye is Garcia. Back to pass. Floats it short. That pass a little bit off target. Mora makes yet another catch. Joe Dazzo on the tackle. 3-yard gain.
Well, they're just running, you know, they're keeping a lot of it short here. And I think later on down the game, we're going to see him try to take some shots. Try to get something in there, but you know he's probably a little gun shy with the interceptions, and you know the Baltimore secondary is tough, so he's just trying to take what he can get right now.
And Juan Bosco doesn't have a catch for the Gorillas tonight, and he's their main target. So,
well, he's lined up on a great cornerback, and I think that's more a product of what's going on with Bosco right now.
2nd set of the 12. Garcia smacked and completes it to Nick T. Quick, who stretches out for the first down to the 5-yard line, and that was probably Garcia's best throw of the night, in my opinion.
It was. He read that out really quick and was able to fire a nice pass out there. I wasn't sure he actually got the first down there, but they gave it to him. So he's going to get a 1st and goal now here on the 5. And Quick, I think it's now 7 completions in a row.
Yeah, the homer refs, man. Yeah, that is. I think he might even be perfect on the drive if you go back. 1st and goal at the 5. 3 receivers for Garcia. Back to pass. Garcia fires. Oh, he nearly threw a pick, and golly, we jinxed him again.
Well, you know, He didn't get it picked off, but he didn't make a good read there. But he got away with it. So, you know, if you can compartmentalize and just realize, okay, bad pass didn't bite me, you know, regroup, come back here on 2nd down. I wouldn't mind seeing him run the ball here, kind of give them something different to think about. But looks like they got 4 wide, so who knows.
It's the least we could do after we made Baltimore miss that field goal. As Garcia takes the handoff to Montoya, and they pick up 2 yards. And you're right, who knows? They tried to spread him out. But Montoya had much success hitting her another stop.
Well, I respect the play. You know, you're spreading them out 4 wide, and you're trying to spread them out. But actually, the defense was kind of jammed up in the middle. They were almost like they were expecting the run. They were able to shut it down and force yet another 3rd down.
So 3rd down and goal. These end zones, it's like they got quicksand at the bottom of them. As Garcia goes out of the shotgun with 3 wide. Back to pass. Garcia down the back of the end zone. The pass is intercepted, but out of bounds. Tried to force it into Bosco, and sometimes that's what happens when you're just trying to get a star involved.
Well, you probably would have rather just see him throw it out the back of the end zone instead of trying to force it in there and almost get picked off, but it kind of worked the same way either way. There's not a lot of room out there. Both of these defenses are not giving you a lot of room. Baltimore stood on their head. You know, they clamped down when they needed to, and now we're going to try what we've seen is not an automatic field goal, and Santa Fe try to tie the game.
A 20-yard chip shot. Boy, doesn't this game feels like it's a battle between 2 teams who are trying to secure a first-round bye. As the field goal is good.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that. They're two 5-1 teams trying to play for the conference lead, and the defenses, if nothing else, are certainly playing like championship defenses, especially when they're getting down inside the 10-yard line. They're both really clamping down and refusing to give up anything.
So what would you like to see out of Baltimore's offense here on this drive? They've had some moments, but have struggled to finish it off.
Well, I like the way Dazzo's throwing a little bit better than Garcia. I'd like to see him kind of mix it up, maybe even take a shot deep. You're in a tie game. Your defense is playing well. If you happen to make a mistake and throw an interception, you don't have to be super concerned about it. But I think you at least want to plant in the mind of the Santa Fe defense that you're willing to take a shot deep, and that's something that they have to be concerned about.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Deep down the side to maybe DR Sim, getting some stats on Bosco briefly. 922 yards. He needs 78 yards to have a 1,000-yard season as a rookie, but has not had a catch tonight. 1st and 10 at the 29. Canada takes it on a trap up the middle. Alvarado on the tackle. A 4-yard pickup, the best run of the night for the Crabs. So that brings up 2nd down.
Well, you mentioned throwing one downfield to DR Sim. Actually, Outdat's averaging 19.4 yards per reception, which is 3rd highest in the league. He's a guy that can create some plays downfield, and I wouldn't mind seeing him take a shot down there at some point in this drive.
That is a good stat. That's the stat of the night so far. I bet you're proud of that one. Dazzo back to pass. Pockets breaking down from the backside. Dazzo thrown down. A 5-yard loss. Back at the 30. And Santa Fe's willingness to pin their ears back and put the pressure on Dazzo so far has made the difference.
Well, it makes your coverage a lot better when you're getting pressure on the line. You don't give the quarterback a whole lot of time to find guys, and it makes it a lot easier for your guys to cover. Right now, their line's doing a huge job in disrupting this offense.
So Dazzo on a 3rd down, 8 minutes to go. Throws it over the middle, and that pass caught by Sim, but only a 4-yard gain, so Outdat is blanked on that drive, and the Santa Fe defense does it again.
Well, I think that's what happens when you get pressure like that. Dazzo's worried about getting sacked again, getting pressure in there, so he just takes the quick throw underneath. Against this defense, you're not going to get a whole lot. They're going to tackle you, as soon as you get it. So, but when your line's playing like that, that's the situations that they create.
And Dazzo has struggled. He's been sacked a lot. In fact, and I'm not sure because Dax Stats had some technical issues last night, and we weren't able to get our leaderboards updated for the first time all season. But I believe Mike Dazzo's been sacked more times than any quarterback in the league. And when you're Santa Fe and you've got a great secondary, their defensive line doesn't have a lot of star power on it, and if you can get sacks with that, that's only going to make you better.
Well, I think they've played pretty well. They had 10 sacks coming in the game, which is right in the middle of the league. They don't have a lot of star power, but the guys they have, they've been coached up and they're playing well, and they're a big part of the reason that defense is as good as it is.
So 1st and goal at the 10 1st and 10 at the 32. Deep ball from Garcia. That pass is knocked away by Brown, and this is the best game out of Baltimore's defense, I think, maybe in franchise history. I know I'm getting maybe a little bit ahead of myself, but they're just not giving anything up.
Well, they came to play for sure, and they're, Santa Fe's more or less sitting back and kind of just playing really sound positional football. Baltimore's just flying all over the field like their head's on fire trying to make plays, and neither one is necessarily a better strategy than the other, but they're both very, very effective right now.
I mean, Daniel Garcia comes in with 2,228 passing yards. He's certainly not someone that is shy about throwing the ball as he goes down the middle of the field, and there he is, finally. Juan Bosco on the catch, his first of the night, moves the chains to the 44.
Well, you talked about Garcia, and we mentioned before the game, in the first meeting between these two teams, Garcia had 372 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no picks. So we thought we might see something more of that today. He got off to a rough start, but I think there's still that potential there, and he might get in a rhythm.
1st and 10 at the 44. Garcia out of the gun. 2 receivers, both top of the screen. He will fire it down the middle. That pass, beautiful, over the top. Hitner on the stop. But Nick T. Quick gets all the way down to the Crab, 31-yard line.
Well, as we just said, he might get in a little rhythm, and it looks like he's getting a little bit more comfortable there. Post route over the middle, just slips it in over the safety, and very nice throw. Another couple completions there for Garcia, and he's a streaky guy, good and bad. If he's going well, it can go really bad, but if he gets hot, he can be really, really hot, and right now he seems to be playing pretty well.
Halfway through the 2nd quarter, make sure to get your Money Monday submissions in tonight. We'll be tracking those stats throughout the 3rd quarter. Check down here to Bosco, and he is planted at the 30-yard line, and that's what you like to see out of your corners in the open field.
We do. They have good tackling corners. They come up and make the play. I actually like this play call out of Santa Fe there. It's not a big play, but you're trying to get your ball in the hands of your playmakers, hope that they can make something. And if not, you're still trying to open up and set up those deep plays down the middle later on in the drive.
Nick T. Quick quietly 80 yards here in the first half. Garcia is sacked outside of field goal range. A 5-yard loss, and this time it's Dwayne Slayer.
Well, we've been talking about the Santa Fe defensive line, and here Baltimore's defensive line says, hey, we can play too. And Slayer's able to get in there and get the sack and brings up a big 3rd and 13. That's one thing you don't want to do against this defense. You don't want to put yourself in a lot of long yardage situations because they can break on the ball and make plays, and it'll be interesting to see what happens on this one.
Steered you in a poor direction. Sailor. The Y was before the L, and I don't know. Whatever type of disease that is, or it's not a disease. I'm getting off track here. 3rd down and 13 at the 34 as Garcia has a lot of time this time. Deep down the field, he threw another pick, and it's returned for the 5 up to the 14 where Kenneth Lyons gets drilled, but Lyons has his 2nd interception of the game.
Well, Lyons just got his 5th pick. As you said, 2nd interception of the game, 5th of the season. He is playing out of his mind right now. As I mentioned before the play, you don't want to put yourself in a lot of long yardage situations against this defense. They did there. They tried to make a play downfield. Lions able to come up with the 2nd pick of the game, and Baltimore's got the ball back and trying to move it.
4 turnovers in the first half, and we're tied.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that trend's going to continue, but with the way the defenses are playing, you never know.
4 receivers for Dazzo. Dazzo back to pass. Looking around, no one open. Had to check it down to Candidate, and Santa Fe is going to leave him open and defend their better stars out there.
Yeah, you're definitely going to take the chance with the underneath stuff. Your guys are going to swarm and make tackles and not give up big plays. So you'll definitely take that all game long. It was interesting how much time he had back there. Usually that's the detriment of the defense, but their secondary held on strong and made him take the check down.
So 3 receivers now for Dazzo. Just has not been able to find a consistent rhythm downfield. He's going to flip it short again, and the open field tackling, magnificent Peterson on the stop. That's his 4th tackle of the night, 3rd and long.
Well, Peterson's been playing really well. 4 tackles and tackle for loss already. And, as I said, you're not going to get yak yards after catch here. You're going to have to take what they give you, so you're going to have to look a little bit further downfield, but much like Baltimore, that can be dangerous.
Empty backfield, 5 wide, and Dazzo will get popped, and the pass is a little overthrown, and that again, due to the pressure, just off target.
Yeah, the defensive line is playing really, really well. They're getting in there, like you said, pinning their ears back, and they're going after the quarterback. It looks they had a little stunt there, maybe a blitz. I couldn't tell who that was getting in there. But yeah, they got the pressure, made just enough to get it off, kind of throw him off on his timing, overthrew the ball, and they're going to have to punt it back.
I think that was targeting. Did you see that defensive lineman just come in there and just whack Mike Dazzo? That guy has got to be feeling hurt already.
Well, you want to do that. You want to put that fear in his head. You don't want to get him comfortable back there, and if you're able to get a late shot in, then, hey, all the merrier.
And not get called? Yeah, that's extra good. Santa Fe comes after the punt, can't get to it. And a good kick from Baltimore, and a fair catch called for at the 48-yard line. That certainly could have been a lot of much worse for the Crabs as Santa Fe starts in their own territory, and still 3-3 here as we approach halftime.
Well, if Santa Fe can hold on and pull this game out, Daniel Garcia needs to take his entire defense out to like the most expensive steak restaurant there is, because they are bailing him out really well right now.
Ramos Lynn needs to let us know what the best steak restaurant is in Mexico, as the pass out to fullback picks up 4, driven out of bounds at the Crabs 48 by Blackwell, who had the forced fumble earlier in the half.
Well, we talked about with Garcia, he's prone to interceptions. He's had 3 games already that he's thrown at least 3 interceptions. This is his 4th game with at least 3 interceptions. He also had 1 game against Honolulu in week 2 that he threw 5. So he's got 3 in the first half. Is he going to be able to shut it down, or is this going to be one of those games where he gets a couple more and they have a 6-7 turnover game?
So out of the shotgun here for Garcia. He's looked a little bit better recently. 2 receivers bottom of the screen, and Garcia's got time. Fires left. Oh, that one almost taken away. And by the end of the night, Alexander Brown's going to have 10 passes defended.
Yeah, if I had a guess right now, Garcia's, he showed some flashes the last 2 drives, but he threw another pick to end the last one. And if I had to pick right now, I'm guessing this one's going in the way of the 5 interceptions. I don't know if it's more him or just Baltimore's defense is just everywhere. He just has no idea where they're going to be.
3 receivers, and when they're taking away his top target, he's had some difficulty finding other receivers. That pass is dropped and out of bounds, actually, a little bit overthrown. Not a very good pass to Nick T. Quick. Wouldn't have got the first down anyway, but you don't like seeing that out of your quarterback when you can't even get the ball on target.
Well, yeah, he kind of floated that one out there. He didn't put a lot of zip on it, and he left a little bit too much air under it. I actually was worried that they were going to jump that one again. You live dangerously when you're facing 2 cornerbacks that have combined for 9 interceptions this year. You kind of got to pick your poison.
You know, we worry about being repetitive sometimes, but I don't think you can overstate enough just how brilliant this performance has been. We expected out of Santa Fe, but by Baltimore, without their running back, and their defense just continues to keep them alive as that ball rolls into the end zone.
Well, Baltimore's defense is in the top 3 in a lot of statistical categories, so we knew both defenses were dangerous. But the first meeting between these 2 teams, putting up around 70 points, you didn't know. You thought maybe that the offenses were going to come out here, spread the ball, throw it around, and just it's not the case right now. The defenses are standing on their head, and they're making a lot of plays.
What is it about you doing defensive ball games here?
Well, I actually really like defense, so I kind of pride myself on defense, and so it's a pleasure to watch that for me.
They are feeding off that energy you're putting out. 2nd and 5 after Candidate's 5-yard run, and haven't talked much about Candidate tonight when he's gotten the ball in the ground game for a replacement to a superstar. Has not been too shabby tonight.
No, I think he was working at the HEB last week, bringing up grocery orders, and they plug him in here to take some snaps, and he's doing pretty well so far.
That was one of the best passes of the night from Mike Dazzo. He waited on that one.
Well, you know, he's getting a little bit more time, and when he has time, we know Dazzo's capable of making plays. It's just his line hasn't given him a lot of protection so far, and you know, if they're able to, it could certainly open up the offense. Just as of right now, they haven't been.
Dazzo back to pass, going to fire it down the middle, wide open. That's the tight end down to the Santa Fe 42-yard line, a gain of 25. And Baltimore Crab first down, their biggest play of the half.
Well, it looked like they might have blitzed out of the middle. No, they were just bringing forward. It was wide open in the middle. I don't know what was going on with the coverage there, but they left a huge hole there. And, you know, as we said the play before, if you give Dazzo time, although he was getting a little bit of pressure, you know, if he has an opportunity to find a wide open guy like that, he's going to find him. He's not going to miss him. Big play there, and Baltimore's on the move. 1st and 10
of the Santa Fe 42, potentially a serious upset brewing on our hands. I know both teams are 5-1, but Baltimore a little bit shorthanded. A lot of people thought maybe they might lie down a bit quicker than this, as Candidate takes another carry for 4 yards up the middle. We've reached the 2-minute warning. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification along the Santa Fe Guerrillas Radio Network.
El único XED 101.8, la estación deportiva, the sports station.
2 minutes left, 2nd and 6 at the Guerrilla 38-yard line. Baltimore's probably most successful complete drive of the half, as Dazzo hit as he threw, and it's nearly taken away, and he got lucky on that one.
Well, I was just thinking that a few plays before, Baltimore's been flying all over the place and making turnovers, but Santa Fe's had their opportunities. They've had their hands on some balls. They're not converting. They're not capitalizing on the opportunities that they've had. Their line's creating them for them. They just got to start grabbing those. They could, surprisingly, they could really be up in this game had their defense been able to hold on to some of those turnovers.
3rd down and 6 for the Crabs. Just outside of field goal range. Needs something to happen quick. Dazzo deep drop back. He's got time. Lots of time. Pass is overthrown. Had a guy wide open underneath. Instead tried to throw it a little bit deeper and got greedy, and it ends up being a 4th down.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking there. I was just looking at that. I'm like, wow, that was a great play call. They were running a mesh concept. The guy was coming open, wide open underneath. Looked like he could have probably got, you know, some decent yards after the catch, and he just completely missed him. try to fire it in the coverage, and now they're going to have to punt.
Yeah, turn the corner as well. He had a lot of space out there.
Definitely had room to go, and Dazzle just missed on that one.
So Baltimore will try to pin Santa Fe back deep. And this punt will go out of bounds at the 10-yard line. You'd like it to bounce inside the 5, but you'll take the 10-2 as a punter.
Well, I think anytime you can get in inside the 20, you're in a positive situation. It's better than a touchback. Getting inside the 10 is even better. Anytime with the way your defense is playing, you give the opposing offense 90 yards to go, you're in good shape.
Mike Peters will be along with me for the halftime report coming up here from Spalding International Field in the business district of Mexico City here in Mexico, as Garcia is running out of time, fires, nearly threw a pick. Hittner has dropped a couple of picks tonight, and look at that. Bosco's been targeted 10 times with 3 catches. That's amazing.
Well, I think that tells you something about this defense. They're bound and determined not to let Bosco go off on him. Quick's kind of been the guy that they've been focusing on so far, but they're just like, okay, we'll give you Quick, but you're not getting Bosco, and it's been really effective so far.
As a defensive guy, you got to be fired up about this. This is an unbelievable play right now.
Well, I'm more just like shocked than anything.
Montoya hit in the open field by Dazzo for no gain.
I think you were mentioning earlier that this could be an upset in the making, and everybody's been writing off Baltimore since Snyder went down, and I think we can put that to bed. I think Baltimore's proven they're a contender even without Snyder. Their defense is obviously right now playing championship caliber. Their offense is maybe not so much, but Baltimore's they're a contender for sure.
3rd and 10 at the 10, 2 backs and 2 receivers. Garcia back to pass. Pass is out of bounds, and that stops the clock with 56 seconds to go. And Baltimore didn't have to use any timeouts, and they're going to have great field position here.
Yeah, they're going to get good field position and having all your timeouts. But, Santa Fe, I think they're looking at their defense, and they're like, we're not really worried. At best here, you're going to get 3 points, and, if we start holding on to some of these balls, we might get a turnover or a pick 6 later on, and I don't know. This is just a really interesting strategy battle back and forth between these 2 defensive coordinators.
It's a chess match, no doubt about that. And right now, only the pawns are moving as Baltimore is going to take this from the 40 up to the Santa Fe 38. So just shy of field goal range as Santa Fe didn't get as good of a punt as they would have wanted there.
Well, they might. I would say they want to add a good 20-25 yards here if they want to have a reasonable shot at a field goal. That's not going to be easy on this defense. Dazzo's been looking a little bit shaky. Hasn't been the most crisp that we've seen him, so kind of interesting to see what they can do here in the 55-second offense.
3 backs in the backfield with DR Sim top of the screen, and Dazzo's going to drop the throw, and he's sacked again! A 6-yard loss. They got to go no huddle.
He came untouched off of the end right there to get the sack, and great start for the Santa Fe defense on this drive.
And Dazzo will flip it outside. Candidate to that's a nice run after the catch. First time we've seen that at all tonight. Gets it back to the 37-yard line, and the Crabs burn their first time out.
Well, they picked up some yards. They let them get a little bit, but again, as we talked about, they're going to wrap you up. They're going to take you down. We're not going to see like a heach hold kind of thing where they break 10 tackles. They're going to wrap you up, take you down, and they're going to make you convert to get first downs.
3rd down and 8. Crowd on their feet at Spalding International Field. They love their defensive battles here in Santa Fe. The Gorillas giving up less than 20 points per game. Dazzo back to throw. Down the middle. Caught, but short of the first down. And that's going to bring likely the unreliable kicker back out on the field unless they decide to get gutsy here on 4th and 2.
Yeah, man, 30 seconds. You only got 24 seconds off the clock on that drive. The defenses are playing really well. You're probably not at much risk of giving up something in 24 seconds, but probably would have liked to take a little bit more off the clock, but got a 48-yard field goal attempt here.
Yeah, and with already a miss from what was that, 34 yards or something earlier? That was a bad choke job from the right hash. Try to redeem himself. Baltimore's kick is missed again. And I'm trying to get a look at the replay because I thought maybe it hit the bar. Derek Brown is 1 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't tell either. It looked like it fell short. I couldn't tell if it got it.
Yeah, it did fall just right short.
Just missed it there. And as I said, I think they wanted to pick up about 20-25 to make a decent shot at it. Really, they only needed about another 2 or 3 yards after he got off a pretty good kick. Just didn't have enough leg to punch that through. And now we'll see if Santa Fe is able to move the ball here.
I don't think we've ever had a half in SFL history that we've not had a touchdown. I have to look back at the record books, but it's pretty unbelievable. As Montoya's in the backfield, he'll take the handoff, and that might be Santa Fe trying to run some clock, although they are going to go no huddle here. 16 seconds. That chess match continues, and they're just running some clock now, hoping they can get a big run out of Montoya. Nice move there as they get to the 45-yard line, and they're just setting up the Hail Mary at this point, and they'll take a timeout with 3 seconds to go.
That's an interesting little choice of plays. We've actually seen that New Yorker in our first game that we did. They did that a little bit at the end of the half. They tried to run it a little bit and see if they could break something and then try to throw a pass. So I don't know if it's going to work out. They got 55 yards to try to go in the air plus, your drop back. So I don't think Garcia's got the arm for this, but you never know what might happen.
Well, and you can't blame him for all the interceptions Garcia's thrown. You can't get a pick six at this point in the half. You just can't let it happen.
No, I would have preferred they just kneeled it and went into the half, but, at some point you got to give him credit for at least trying to make something happen too.
Yeah, they're going to give it a shot here if Garcia can get enough time to throw it. He's got a good pocket here. He's going to unleash. Hit as he threw. The pass is going to reach the end zone. Diving play is almost made by Santa Fe, and they almost could have caught that as we take another look at the replay to end the half. Unbelievably off the hands of Bosco.
Wow. He threw that about 60 yards in the air. I didn't think he had that arm in him. And then somehow Bosco was open. He was open and all that, and he just couldn't make the grab on it. So 3-3 at the half.
Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Report. Baltimore 3, Santa Fe 3 at the half here on Money Monday. And make sure that you've got your submissions in if you want to win some cash this week and next week. The last chances to do it. As we take a look at the first half numbers, wow, 100 total yards of offense for Baltimore. Not much better for Santa Fe. 4 sacks for the Gorillas.
Yeah, averaging 122 yards of offense between the two. I can't say it's surprising because we know both of the defenses are very capable, but the fact that 4 turnovers and they only got 3 points, that is, I bet you Baltimore's just shaking their head right now. Like, what do we got to do to put some points on the board?
Kenneth Lyons, what a half. And really, the whole secondary. Blackwell forces the fumble. Brown's got about 4 passes defended. Lyons with 2 picks and Gage with a pick.
Yeah, 2 Scoops got the first pick. They got the forced fumble. The Lions with the next 2 picks. You can't say anything more about the Baltimore defense. They've been great. It's just both defenses. It's been amazing. The story though is 4 turnovers and they were able to get 3 points out of it.
And I think that goes to show you. The SFL, we've had one championship game that's really come down to defense a couple seasons ago, 22-20. New York won it on a safety. But overall, offense is usually king in this league, but Santa Fe has put together a championship caliber defense, maybe for the first time in league history.
Well, again, I don't want to discount Baltimore yet because they've got the 4 turnovers. You can't really write them off. But yeah, both of these quarterbacks were coming up. They were in the top 4 in almost all offensive categories, and these defenses are making them look like, freshman high school quarterbacks. There's just nothing open. There's just nothing they can do to get the ball, move the ball around, and it's really, really impressive. Actually, talking about championship games, I kind of wish this was a championship game. We can only hope the championship game is as good as this one.
And a fun fact there, out of the first half, Baltimore's leading receiver is that tight end who caught the 25-yard pass, Eby, and we'll start the second half after this from Spalding and National Field. We're tied at 3 here on the Sim Football Network on Twitter. So start of the third quarter, start of the second half. Nice return here for Baltimore up to the 35-yard line. Unbelievably, a 3-3 halftime game here between a battle of 5-1 teams. Week 10 of 12 here on the Sim Football Network. And my goodness, what a ball game we've had.
Yeah, it's as we talked about at halftime, it's been a battle of two really, really good defenses. Both of these defenses are playing like the championship's on the line, and it'll be interesting to see if these offenses are able to make any changes at the half.
Dazzo steps back. He'll float it. That pass caught. Boy, what a rainbow over the middle. There was nobody in the middle of the field, and that's a 6-yard gain. Yeah,
that's one thing I haven't really liked what I've seen from Dazzo. In a lot of his passes, he's left a lot more air under him than you normally would see. He's usually got a little bit more zip on his ball, but everything's really, really soft, and he's floating it. And that's not doing him any favors, as it's given Santa Fe's defense time to adapt and make a tackle and make a play.
Three in the backfield. Candidate takes the carry. Oh, missed tackle there. Candidate nearly got the first down. Christoph Montero, the star free safety, had to make the play, but Candidate's showing a little bit of moves.
Yeah, you know, they're not going to run the ball a whole lot, but you're going to have to do it enough to keep the defense honest. And I think they'd gotten in a habit of throwing it a lot, and the defense got a little soft, and they adapted and were able to pick up some yards and pick up or get a manageable third down situation here.
3rd down and 1 at the 45. Candidate going to take the carry, and I don't think he didn't get it. They said he did not get it. I think Baltimore should challenge. I think second effort he got there.
I thought they did too. He stood him up. Unless they're saying they whistled it down at where his forward progress stopped, but he didn't go down, and it looked like he spun in, over the line. But it's going to be 4th and inches, and they're going to go for it.
Baltimore's not going to challenge, and they're going to go shotgun as well on 4th and short here. 15 on the play clock. We've seen teams try to hard count. Santa Fe's defensive line been very disciplined tonight, and it doesn't look like the Crabs are going to have the cojones to take the snap, and they burn an early timeout here in the half, and they're going to have to punt it away.
You were brushing up on your Spanish on the flight down here, weren't you?
Yeah.
I don't know. You have really bad field position there, and so there's probably not a whole lot of threat of you going for it on your own side of the field. But I actually was kind of hoping that they were going to snap that there and just try to get him with a little draw play up the middle. I think that might have been effective, the way they've been pinning their ears back, especially in shotgun. But, they try to get him to bite off sides. Now they're going to punt it away and probably, put Santa Fe in some deep field position.
Mike Dazzo, we've talked a lot about him tonight, but the main thing that he's done, and he's done it tonight as well, against a very strong secondary, the guy has not thrown picks since Elliott Snyder's departure. 7 touchdowns, 1 pick, the Purdue Boilermaker, and again tonight he's taking care of the ball.
Yeah, he's I didn't really care for the way some of the air's been on over, but what you have to give credit for is he hasn't turned the ball over yet. He does have 10 picks on the season, so it's not like he's immune to them. I think he's been more lucky because Santa Fe has gotten their hands on a few, and he just hasn't really. They haven't come up with them yet.
So 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Garcia takes a low snap. That pass caught over the middle. Nice route there. A 9-yard pickup, and Garcia now 143 yards. Dazzo's sitting at 94.
Yeah, Mora's been kind of the focal point, over the middle. We've seen Bosco get shut down. Quick's been able to get some yards, but then it's really been Mora and Quick that they've been focusing on. I don't know if that's more so the game plan or just Baltimore's being able to lock down Bosco and not give him an opportunity.
2nd down, 1 yard to go. Again, we're tracking tackles for losses and the receiving yards of, that might be our first tackle for loss of the half, and it is on Montoya. Joe Dazzo credited for that one.
Well, right as you say it, they come up with one. That's Baltimore did a really good job of getting off the blocks there and swarming to Montoya as he's trying to get it around outside. And here we go again. This has got to be like the 10th or 12th third down that we've seen already early in this game.
3rd down and 2. And 2 receivers, both short side left. Garcia's going to throw over the middle. Wide open, and the pass was too late. He was so wide open, Mike. That's got to drive you nuts.
Yeah, it does. And it looks like Garcia kind of had the Dazzo ailment there and put too much air under that ball, and it left Baltimore a chance to come up, read the play, make the play, hit him, and pop the ball loose. And hopefully he can get some more touch on those balls and get him in there a little bit quicker and allow his guys to make some plays.
Man, Juan Bosco, 922 yards coming in, averaging 16.5 yards per catch, and Alexander Brown, an undervalued guy on this Crab defense, and he has done his best job this year as Baltimore returns up to the 38. And once again, we'll see if the Crabs, or the Santa Fe defense, I should say, is going to flinch first.
Well, playing on your point about Bosco, he was held to only 62 yards receiving in their first matchup. He did have 8 grabs, but they did a really good job of shutting him down in that game. So I think we're just kind of, I don't know what it is about this defense, but Bosco just doesn't have a lot of space to operate.
That's why you're the analyst, bud. 1st and 10 at the 38 as Dazzo under center, drops back to pass, pressure breaking down again, had to swing it out to Candidate. That's not going to go anywhere as he runs into Bosco on the sideline, and Bosco gives him a little tap back into play.
It's funny how he mentioned these things, and then these guys pop up on our screen. The little swing pass out there, Dazzo's being conservative again. Like I said earlier, I'd like to see him take some shots downfield. If he turns the ball over, okay.
It's a punt.
Yeah, but let's try to spread out this defense because they're giving you nothing underneath, and you're never going to convert throwing those short ones. So let's see him start taking some shots downfield. 2nd
and 10 at the 37. Dazzo back to pass. He fires it. What a bullet! And that is a first down to the Santa Fe 43. Montero on the tackle, but Dazzo firing a rocket down the field.
I must be getting good at this.
Yeah,
I'm starting to pick up the tendencies.
You're feeling it now.
Yeah, that's so 2 things there. Not only did he finally take a shot down the field and try to stretch this defense, but he actually put the right mustard on the ball. He fired that one in there and he threw it with authority, and that's what I like to see from Dazzo. Hopefully he keeps that up.
This segment brought to you by Heinz. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line as Candidate bowls ahead for a 2-yard gain, and Peterson there again on the stop, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 8.
And there's nothing wrong with that call there. You threw it downfield. You kind of get them thinking about it, and you're like, okay, well, maybe I stretched them out, so now let me go to a run play. And, you got 2nd and 8. Could even go short again. Now you go to the cat and mouse. Oh, deep, short, outside, inside. Just trying to open them up and trying to create something.
2nd down, 8 at the 40, and Dazzo's got 2 in the backfield, 3 receivers, a 4-2-5 defensive look for the Gorillas. And Dazzo dropped straight back and fired it too late there to his fullback, and that's eBay. And it's almost like those secondary routes. They just need to have a little bit better awareness out there.
Well, and I think that was Dazzo just putting too much air under it again. He led him too far and didn't give him a chance to get upfield, and you would have hoped that he could have picked up a few yards to set up a better 3rd down, but now he's going to have to force the ball downfield a little bit if he wants to convert here.
So 3rd down and 9 at the 42. 5 wide receivers. Dazzo back to pass, flips it outside. Outdat turns the corner, but a nice open field tackle by, I believe, Joe Lynn on the outside. Couldn't quite make it out, but it's going to be 4th down again for the Crabs, just outside of scoring range, and they're going to have to punt.
Yeah, I actually didn't mind the call. It was a nice out route. I think he led him just a little bit too far towards the sideline, didn't give him a chance to turn up the field, but it was great coverage. I mean, Santa Fe's just all over him. They're going to make the tackle as soon as you get it, and just not a lot of space out there to operate.
That's where you'd like to see Outdat just sort of stop, let him go by, a little double move in the open field.
Yeah, you would think there, but I think he would have got blasted.
Well put. Punt's going to go in the end zone for Boston. He couldn't down it, and Santa Fe is going to start at the 20-yard line. 6:41 to go in the 3rd. This is, I tell you, we had an interesting game yesterday with Parkey Chol getting shut down, and we've seen plenty of offensive weapons in this game get shut down as well.
Well, I don't think that the trend towards defense is going to go away as we start getting into the more important games of the season. We're heading towards the playoffs, and into the playoffs, I think defense is going to be at a premium, and we're going to probably see more things like this.
Wow, Garcia deep, and Kenneth Lyons points to the scoreboard and says, look how many times I've knocked passes away from you tonight, and it's 2nd and 10, unbelievably. Do you like Garcia still being aggressive, though, or not?
I don't know if I like anything that Garcia's doing right now. He's so confusing to me right now. But I love what Kenneth Lyons is doing. That guy is, if there's an NFL team watching, you need to look at this guy and try to sign him, because I think he could cover Jordy Nelson at this point.
Well, I think anybody could cover Jordy. Thank you. I knew it. That pass is caught by Mora, going to bring up a 3rd down and inches. That was the worst time, too, because I'm just like, it's not going to happen then. And the Viking fan screws the Packer fan, 3rd and inches.
I had to drop it in at the time you least expected to try to throw you off.
Isaac Montoya down the left side! A big hole in the Baltimore 41! As we're just blabbing about the Vikings and Packers, Montoya says, hey, look at me! I actually made a good play offensively.
That was a great run around around the side. I was laughing too hard to actually pay attention to the way they set that up pre-snap, so I apologize. But he got around the corner and was able to turn his jets on a little bit, pick up a nice gain, and now Santa Fe's got something cooking here. They're still got a ways to go, but they've at least got some momentum.
1st and 10 of the Baltimore 41, the longest run of the game on either side, as Garcia drops back to pass. Garcia fires it right side, caught by Mora, and Mora's got a 1st down at the 29-yard line. A nice job by Mora, sort of sticking out the hand and fighting for yards there.
Well, we talked about it. Mora's been a lot bigger part of their offense so far, with Bosco not being able to do much, and he's the one guy that's finding holes in the secondary consistently, and they're able to find him, and Garcia's doing a good job, at least on that end, and getting them moving down the field right now. The
5-1 Crabs and the 5-1 Gorillas locked in another epic battle, just in a completely different way as Garcia checks it down. Pass caught by Bosco, so make a note of that. 1 yard now for Bosco on his first catch of the half, and it's 2nd down and 9 for Santa Fe.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that Bosco only has 1 yard receiving
in the second half.
Oh, in the second half. Oh, okay. Did he have many catches in the first half? I didn't see the stats when they're bringing him up.
I mean, they've been so few and far between. It's hard to keep track.
You don't really expect that. I mean, he did at least have 8 catches in the first game. You wouldn't expect him to be shut down like this, but Baltimore defense did a great job as you see him stuffing the run up the middle again.
Henry Hittner with the shoulder, man. I wouldn't want to be hit by that shoulder.
Yeah, they should.
Don't say Jordy Nelson wants to be. Don't say it.
I wasn't gonna. I was thinking of Dante. I changed my name to Hittner once and dropped the W. Yeah, Hittner's doing really well out there in the middle of the field right now.
3rd and 8. Garcia in trouble. Throws it left, and it's picked off the tip. And there they go. 35-40, 45-50. It's a foot race down the sideline. 20, 15, 10. And he's tackled at the 2-yard line. Eddie Gage with his 2nd pick. And the Crabs will not be denied tonight.
Wow. 2 Scopes got a 2nd of the game.
Oh, that's Lions. Oh, no, you're right. Golly, I'm so sorry. I ruined your whole call. I will shut up now.
So 2 Scopes. He gets it. I actually, at first I'm like, wow, Garcia put too much air under it again. I thought it just got knocked away, but it actually got batted back. Gage was actually able to come up with it, and then he's running on the sideline, and it seemed like they had at least 6 opportunities to knock him out of bounds, make the tackle, and he just had just enough jets to keep going. Finally, they pull him down to 2, but can they punch it in?
Joe Dazzo had the tip pass that resulted in the interception. Unbelievably, Isaac Montoya, as candidates dropped for a 2-yard loss by Joe Lynn. Unbelievably, Isaac Montoya was the guy that dragged Lions down at the end, or Gage down at the end of that play.
Yeah, this I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for words that we're seeing here. That's the 5th turnover now, and I'm not sure Baltimore can score here. I don't know if they can. This Santa Fe defense is so stingy. They might have to just settle for 3.
And off to Candidate around the end, and Candidate missed it. There was a small hole in there. He just could not get inside as Alvarado shuts him down. 3rd and goal at the 3.
I think the Santa Fe defense is just too fast for him. I saw that hole that you were thinking. I just don't think he had the speed to accelerate through it. Santa Fe's they're too quick, and they get to the ball carrier too fast, and 3rd down here and goal yet again, and they might only get 3 points out of this.
I'd like to see a slant to Sim here as Dazzo is going to drop back to pass, has to get away. Dazzo, where does he throw? And it's incomplete, and the Gorilla defense has done it again.
Wow, that was actually almost the same play that the Seahawks tried to run against the Patriots. they had the backside slant underneath. They created space, and I actually thought he was going to get open under that. I was like, wow, that was a great call. And they just bottled up. They couldn't get it in, and they got to settle for 3 points yet again off for another huge turnover.
But man, I mean, and we saw that we saw a similar play with when Honolulu was playing Orlando in the Walsh War when Johnny English had the 99-yard run and then he was dragged down by Rodney Woods at the 1-yard line. They ended up settling for 3 and they ended up losing that game. Oh my gosh, I just can't believe they couldn't punch it in.
It's so hard to, like, you're sitting there and you're like, Baltimore's defense has made so many plays right now. And twice they've turned the ball over inside the 10, 15-yard line. And they've only got 6. That's their only 6 points, is these late turnovers. And then you're like, do they deserve to lose because the offense can't punch it in? Or should they win because their defense has been so amazing?
I don't think, in a way, I don't think any of these teams deserve to lose. Unfortunately, somebody's going to have to.
What are the overtime rules?
Well, the overtime, I actually found this out. I confirmed it yesterday because we've never had a situation in the league where the overtime ends and we're still tied. It will go to double overtime. They will play until there is a winner here in the SFL.
That's unfortunate because
we might be here a long time.
We might, yes. Unless Santa Fe turns it over inside their 10 again.
Garcia back to pass, and Garcia throws, and it is picked again! 40-35! Baltimore's going to score this one! Unbelievable! Joe Dazzo! Touchdown Crabs! I've seen it all!
Wow. That's all I can say. The 5th interception, finally, we talked about this earlier. If they can get something and get a pick 6 or something like that, the old man from parts unknown, well, actually he went to Purdue, but nobody really knows how old he is. He's retired, he's come back. He's got to be at least like 60, and he outruns the entire defense into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. The oldest guy in the field runs it back for the first touchdown of the game.
So the guy, I'm telling you, you can't make it up. You just can't make this stuff up. So he gets the tip on the last pass that ends up resulting in 3 points for Baltimore, and then he gets the pick 6. So basically, Joe Dazzo has 10 of Baltimore's 13 points, and he doesn't even play on offense.
Yeah, this entire Baltimore defense is just, I don't know what they were feeding him when they got down here. They've obviously weren't drinking the water. They must have brought their own Gatorade and supplies down here, but they are just playing out of their minds. And I think Mike Dazzo has got to give his dad like a present after this game if they hold on to win, because Mike hasn't done a whole lot, and his dad and his defensive counterparts have been doing all the work.
If the Dazzles are still watching, which I'm not sure that they are, they're missing a good one. Shout out to everyone who's in the chat with us tonight right now. I'm in Delotha, Dark Destro MD, DR Sim 80, Dubek 2108, Ghost of Crux, Simon F and Problem, Landry Hat, L Marshall, JR 89, MY Kia 31, Playmaker P, Ramos Lynn, San Antonio, TJ Kag, SFL, T Paternity, True Shot Collar 1, and Xanthos. Thank you for your support. First and 10 at the 32 for Daniel Garcia, who's living a nightmare.
Yeah, there's hopefully he's going to wake up because he's totally down by 10. But yeah, he's having the worst possible game right
now. Bosco on the catch, so that's now, this is crazy. That's now 4 yards for Bosco and none for DR Sim for the star receivers in the third quarter.
Well, and is it, again, one of those things that we've seen in the league where the number 1 receiver gets locked down by the number 1 cornerback and the number 2 guy and the tight end become the whole part of the offense? Is that what we're seeing? And just the corners are that good for Baltimore?
That's what it looks like. It's just these two teams, their number 1 guys are actually, in fact, their number 1 guys, but they just haven't been able to get going tonight as Garcia will drop back the pass, fire it down the field. Pass is caught for first down by Mora. I don't know if that bounced off of another player or what, but you could hear the football kind of fumbling around in there, but Mora ends up hanging on to it.
Yeah, Mora's, he's in a rhythm right now, and I think if Garcia's going to turn this around and rebound, which, I mean, he's already got 5 picks and 1 pick 6. I don't know if that's going to happen right now, but if he is, it's going to be Mora, who's the one guy that can consistently find an open hole.
Garcia back to pass on first down, wide open, and there he is, Mora again. This guy's starting to become the X factor for Santa Fe because the corners down the sideline just won't give Garcia anything.
Well, and Mora was a big key in the first game. He had 9 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown. So he's proven that he can find holes in this secondary, and if they're going to lock up on the outside and the deep, and you can run little 5-10 yard passes over the middle with more, I think you got to take that.
That's one of the great things about football. Depending upon your matchup, guys just play well and they show up.
Yeah, he had 28 catches and 9 of them came in that one game.
1st and 10 at the Baltimore 40. Garcia on the move here right now as the long pass out to Quick is complete for a 4-yard gain. 6 catches, 83 yards, but that's his first catch of the quarter.
Yeah, he's been kind of quiet. It's kind of a quiet 83 yards too. He hasn't had any big plays. Of course, when you only have 3 points on the board, I think all your plays are kind of quiet, but he's getting him involved. I think they got to try to do something. If you stack twins like they're doing now with Bosco, you got to try to find a way to get him involved at least a little bit.
2nd and 6 at the 36-yard line. Garcia going to flip it outside in that direction. That's Bosco. It's a 3-yard gain, so now 7 yards for Bosco and none for Sim. And right now they're just they'll live with Bosco taking 3 instead of 30.
Yeah, Baltimore for sure will take it, but on a 3rd and 3, okay, look, everything's going against you right now. Line up, run some stuff over the middle, try to get Bosco in a one-on-one outside, take a shot, see if you can get him into the game and kind of spread out this defense.
3rd and 3. It would be a 50-yard field goal from here. Not the best situation for Santa Fe. Baltimore rushes 4, and a big throw down the field, and it's off the hands of Bosco. He dropped it. And he dropped the pass late in the first meeting as well in the end zone. And Santa Fe eventually lost that game, and they're going to punt the ball instead of electing to take a long field goal, which I think is smart, but oh my goodness, how can you drop that pass?
Well, I mean, it wasn't the perfectly placed ball, but they did exactly what I was hoping they would do. They got him, in a situation downfield. They're trying to stretch it, give him an opportunity, and maybe that's why they're not throwing it to him. He's having a hard time holding on the ball today.
So Santa Fe will punt this. This is short. Fair catch called for. Oh, he couldn't find the football, and it ends up bouncing inside the 10 and down to the 9-yard line. It's like he lost it.
I think the moon's really big tonight. I think it got lost in the moon.
Maybe that's why no one can score on offense. Man, oh my gosh. Joe Dazzo, man. Somebody get that guy a drink.
Well, I think he's found the fountain of youth in the SFL, if anything else. He's stepping up, and he's one of those guys that's a leader on defense, and he's definitely being a leader tonight, and he's got this team, in a position to secure the first-round bye.
Canada takes the swing around the outside, and he picks up 6 yards, and it was very easy to, when the Crabs are 3-1, lost Snyder, broken ankle. He kind of did everything for this team. He was having a great season, through. He had 307 yards, got in the end zone 6 times, and I mean he even had 37 receptions. But it's like Baltimore, in a weird way, defensively is a better team in the last 3 weeks. It's almost like they heard the message as Santa Fe makes a tackle for loss. That's the 2nd of the quarter.
Well, we mentioned it in the first half. If you're going to be a team that's going to contend for championships, you're going to have to overcome injuries. That's just part of the game. And, it's unfortunate in a league that we have where you only have a limited amount of stars and a limited budget to work with. But that's what makes championship teams. And, the way they're playing and the things that they're doing, it's really impressive, and you have to kind of tip the cap.
Oh my gosh, this is getting insane. DR Sim goes for the catch on 3rd down, and I'm not sure who got the helmet on the football, but they popped it right out of his hands.
Well, I'm not sure he was going to get the first down anyway. It was really, really close, but that was a situation. Dazzle put too much under it. Just left, just a little bit more, just a little bit quicker. He gets that ball out. He might have a little bit of room to pick up a couple yards rack, pick up the first down, but like we've talked about many times, it's a game of inches. He missed by a few inches, and now they're having the punt, and it's going to be great field position for Santa Fe, but can Garcia turn it around and get something going?
Nice return up to the Baltimore 46-yard line. That is the end of the 3rd quarter. It was Joe Dazzo's quarter, and man, with 12 minutes left in this one, Baltimore 13 on a pick 6 from Joe Dazzo, and Santa Fe 3 in a battle of 2 of the best teams in the SFL. We'll be back to Spalding International Field after this. playoffs started today. Louisville and Baltimore would have the first round byes. Santa Fe would host Tallahassee. New York would host D.C. Honolulu and San Francisco now on the outside looking in by a full game. We'll be back to Mexico in 40 seconds. The night sky has fallen over Mexico, and that big full moon lighting up the skyline. Baltimore 13, Santa Fe 3 in one of the wildest games we've had in a long time.
Yeah, the funny thing is I really like the way Santa Fe's defense has been playing. They've played really sound positionally, but Baltimore's has been more opportunistic. They're just flying everywhere. They've tipped some balls up that have been picked off. Dazzo with a huge pick for put the only touchdown of the game on. It's been an amazing game to watch, and hopefully everybody that's tuned in has been enjoying it, because if you like defensive football, this is your kind of game.
So 1st and 10 of the Baltimore 46, and Garcia goes with a hard count, hands it off to Montoya. Nice move by Montoya. He had 9 carries for 40 yards, now has 47 yards on the night on 10 carries. Not a bad night for the Bronze Star.
Well, Montoya, he come in averaging 61 yards a game, so he's on pace for about that. He's kind of doing what he does, is he tries to set up plays for the offense. It's just, unfortunately, Garcia's just not capitalizing for him right now, and actually they might need to rely on a little bit more on Montoya.
Garcia to pass on a 2nd and short. He'll fire it left side. Beautiful! Oh, he's out of bounds. They said I would challenge that too. You need 1 foot on the sideline in the SFL. I think that was Mora with a ridiculous snag.
I didn't see who it was. I'm sorry. They were
well, they're not going to challenge. That's incomplete.
Yeah, I thought we were going to see a replay. I was hoping to wait for it. But yeah, it looked like a nice one-handed grab, and they weren't able to get it, so now they got 3rd and 3. But I was impressed with the touch that Garcia put on it. Hopefully he can kind of find that a little bit more often here as we finish up this game.
So 3rd and 3, Garcia needs a spark. And he drops back 3 steps, goes deep, and it's incomplete. And again, I believe he was looking, that was quick, and he got sandwiched. Baltimore will not give an inch tonight.
He kind of left his guy out the drive here. Lyons was on the coverage. He actually had a little bit, but it looked like he stumbled a little bit. So actually, I thought at first, you see him just kind of stumble there a little bit. At first, I thought it was Garcia just put a little bit too much air under it, but I think he actually placed it well. He just wasn't expecting Quick to stumble. Had Quick not stumble, that might have been a completion and a first down.
See, as you said, stumble, the first thing I thought of was, oh, he's going to talk about Jordy Nelson again.
Jordy didn't actually stumble. He just, his old knees gave out when he was trying to pivot.
I don't even know how old Jordy is. Is he in his 30s now?
Yeah, he's not that old.
He's not 30?
Well, he's right around that. I just think he's not that old in terms of football.
Ball's going to bounce in the end zone, but we do have a penalty. Not sure what this is about. Fair catch interference, but the Crabs are going to decline the penalty. Thank goodness, because I have no idea what that. They must have hit the returner.
Well, yeah, you get a halo. I think it's 2 yards, and you can't get in there and interfere with him trying to catch the ball. But it didn't really look like he was trying to make an effort to catch the ball. It still wouldn't have got him out to the 20, even if they would have took the penalty. So they do the right thing and decline it, and they'll start off from their own 20. So Dazzo under center. I form 2 wide out. Throws it over the middle, and it's caught. It looked like a little slant route underneath there. Sim finally gets in there with a decent catch. little slant play underneath. That's what you like to see. A nice little pass. 2nd and 5 now. If you come back with the run, kind of mix it up. That's kind of what we're looking for, hopefully, with the Baltimore offense here.
Oh, yeah, I had to send the Monday results to True Shot Caller 1 there in the chat, and I'm sure everyone started freaking out when I just dropped off the face of the earth there. But nice job there on. Hey, maybe if DR Sim wants to catch more passes, I should not call his plays.
Yeah, if you leave me in charge, we'll see all kinds of oddities.
You mean we haven't already tonight?
Well, that's just with me in an analyst role. If I'm taking over the operation, things can really go bonkers.
3rd down and 5. And Dazzo, this is a big 3rd down here to try to keep the drive alive as he goes deep on the defense, and a beautiful play made by Carlo Montero as he flexes his muscles down the field. And, man, Baltimore goes 3 and out. And are you starting to get the feeling maybe Santa Fe has a window of opportunity here, or have they not proven it yet to you that they can take advantage?
I mean, I think they have the opportunity. We know that Garcia is capable of moving the ball down the field. We know that they've got 2 good receivers and a good tight end. They can move the ball. It just Garcia hasn't proven to be able to find how to move the ball, and that's going to be the key. Is he able to put this tragic 3 quarters of football behind him and pull out some magic in the 4th quarter?
That is the major question. Baltimore. I'm thinking back to the season, and I'm just looking at Baltimore, from a perspective of, without Snyder and what they've been through. And, they beat Cleveland by 13. It wasn't that impressive. They beat, Orlando 17-9 in a game that, again, just wasn't very impressive from an offensive standpoint. But, man, they just figured out a way to sort of win ugly, although this has been a much prettier victory tonight as that pass is almost picked off.
Well, again, and it goes back to, championship teams making plays when it counts. And there's something to be said about playing up or down to your competition. And maybe that's what Baltimore does. Maybe, Orlando and Cleveland come around and they don't put, their gold shoes on and their, whatever and play at the top of their game. But as we see here, when the game's on the line and when the first round playoff bye and the division championships on the line, they step up and they play, and you really got to respect that.
Ramos Lynn is the first winner of Money Monday. He got a correct guess. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, my gosh. Alexander Brown. Get this guy in the SFL Hall of Fame. He's only played 1 year, and I've seen enough. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, and again, this kind of goes to what we were talking about a little bit with the cornerbacks. Brown and Lyons. They've been throwing the Lions, and Lions have been picking it off. Brown, we know, is a stud, too, and there's just not a lot of place to go with the ball right now.
So Ramos Lynn wins there was 7 receiving yards from Bosco and 0 from Sim in the 3rd quarter. A bizarre Money Monday question, so he was the closest with his guess. So he's won again tonight, and that pass is... it's starting to get brutal now. Montoya right off the stone hands, and 3 and out for Santa Fe, and it's just not their night.
I'm starting to wonder if Santa Fe at some point this week was bored and somebody went into like one of those little shops where they stick the needles in the guy, the little voodoo shops. Like they find a little voodoo shop around there, they're just playing around and actually didn't realize what they got themselves into. Now they're jinxed somehow. Like it's insane what we're seeing from their offense. Like it's mind-boggling, really.
Just to put this in perspective to everyone who might have not seen Santa Fe before tonight, Juan Bosco 922 receiving yards, Quick 624 yards, overall 17 passing touchdowns, 7 rushing touchdowns for Isaac Montoya, and his 9 total touchdowns is actually 5th in the league among running backs, and they just, despite all that power, have not been able to get anything going. As Dazzo tries to put Santa Fe away, goes deep, and the pass could have been picked off by Montero. And we were talking a little bit at the break. That's been the difference tonight. Baltimore has picked those passes off, and Santa Fe has not been able to get their hands on them.
Yeah, well, and that kind of plays into what I was saying too about the voodoo doll. Like they've had opportunities, they've had a lot of opportunities, and Baltimore's just done a better job of converting those opportunities. But the thing is they're still there, and there's still enough time left for if they can grab one of those and run it back, they have an opportunity to shift this game. 2nd
and 10, Dazzo swings it outside, and I don't know what is happening out there. That somebody else is poking a Baltimore voodoo doll now. I mean, it's rare to see drops consistently in this league. Receivers are typically pretty sure-handed, but this, again, an anomaly here for these offenses tonight.
Well, and it could also be, have something to do with just the high profile of the game.
And they got a lot of pressure on them now.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. It's the biggest game of the year, and, sometimes you're going to be prone to making some mistakes. Nerves getting away, and that could be some of what we're seeing.
3rd and 10, Dazzo Date. That pass is in double coverage, and it's incomplete. And he's trying to get guys open, and Carlo Montero, along with Dennis Greer and everybody that's involved in that Santa Fe secondary, they have not blinked tonight. They have not given a single pass except maybe that long ball, the tight end over the middle. That's about the only thing Mike Dazzo's had open all night long.
Well, they have. You're right. They haven't given anything. And again, completely respect what Santa Fe's doing on defense. But as we saw, the tip up in the air, and they weren't able to come down with it. I think that's a ball that, in this game tonight at least, Baltimore picks off.
Yeah.
And it's a punt for Santa Fe.
So Baltimore kicks it away. Santa Fe, the one thing they are winning right now is the field position battle. They should get the ball again past their 40. This is going to be fielded from the 41-yard line up to the 44. Hang time of 4.2. Nice hang time there. And Santa Fe, another opportunity presented here in front of them. And really, even if they just get points here, they're in this game.
Yeah, well, I think you have to do something. And again, what you've been doing right now isn't working. So I'd like to see him try to mix it up a little bit. Take a couple of shots. I mean, you're running out of time, so you don't really want to waste a drive. But what you've been doing isn't working, so, spread them out like you're doing now and start taking some shots.
Showing a blitz up the middle from Hittner. And Hittner's going to back off. Garcia going to throw it down the middle. Henry Hittner he just flew out of nowhere to make that play. And I'm telling you, the leading tackler on this team has done it in the passing game tonight as well.
Yeah, Hittner's been all over the place, and that's a situation there where Garcia just put a little bit too much under it and didn't really pick the right, wasn't trying to force it in. He's trying to play too safe. I think he's just really gun shy, and he's scared to make a play right now.
And a check down there again to Bosco, and he got smacked down. Bosco now has been targeted 19 times with 6 catches. I don't think I've ever seen a more lopsided target count.
Wow, 19 times.
Eventually, you just got to give it up.
He's been so quiet. He's got 6 catches, and those are probably the 6 quietest catches of his career. But yeah, 19. You can't keep doing that. You got to try to go somewhere else with the ball because that's obviously not working for you.
Man, when you think you've seen it all in 5 seasons of doing this, and you just haven't. 4 receivers for Garcia. Garcia has to throw it short to Bosco. He picks up 4, but ends up having to fall over at the Gorilla 47-yard line. And, I'm starting to think this is going to be a 13-3 final unless Garcia throws another pick 6.
Yeah, well, unless Santa Fe steps up and they get a pick 6 and they kind of swing the momentum. But, they're going to...
No, they're going to punt it.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the punter. I don't know what to say about the Santa Fe offense right now. Garcia's just lost. It's like he's just lost. He's not making the right reads. He's not throwing the ball with authority. It's very, very frustrating. And I can only imagine what Ramos Lynn is thinking. As he's sitting there, he's probably really excited that he won Money Mondays, and he'll probably buy some cheap tequila down there in Mexico to try to wash away his tears, but he's just got to be beside himself with as well as the defense is playing. His offense is just
falling apart.
They're just gone. Yeah.
Playmaker P is a first-time winner on Money Monday. He won the second question, and he got the tackles for loss question exactly right with a guess of 2. So congratulations to Playmaker P, a first-time winner on Money Monday. Canada actually picks up a couple of blocks. That's something that hasn't been very good in this game, the blocking down the field. Joe Lynn with his 9th tackle, 2nd and 5.
Well, I think, the blocking downfield, I think that's just a product of this defense.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I really can't say how more impressed I am with the way that the Santa Fe plays defense. They are always in the right spot to make plays. They do not give up yards after the catch. But they haven't been able to capitalize and make turnovers.
Dazo to candidate! He dropped it! It's picked off by Joe Lynn! Oh, what a play! What a play!
Right as I say that, Joe Lynn hears me, and he was like, I got this. Why? We're shut your face about all our missed opportunities. And he just picks that one almost off the ground. And now, just like that, Santa Fe's right back in it. Right back in it. At the Baltimore 17-yard line, and they got a shot at worst to come away with 3 and be down 7.
Whew, I'm telling you, it's just unbelievable. 2 backs in the backfield, 3 receivers for Santa Fe. Can they get off the schneid? Montoya is tackled at the line of scrimmage by the big man, number 92, Foster.
Yeah, you got to really respect the defense, the defensive line. They did not give up any holes, and they've been really doing that the whole game. We haven't really talked about it as much because the secondary linebackers have been making so many plays, but their line has been really solid and not giving a lot of room to run when Montoya has gotten the ball.
2nd and 10 of the 17 for Garcia. Garcia out of the shotgun with split backs, back to pass. Garcia fires to the end zone, quick, wide open! It's a Santa Fe touchdown!
Well, there it is. Turnovers. That's what's really gotten Baltimore in the game. They get a turnover there, and all of a sudden, Quick is just wide open on the go right there into the end zone. And Garcia almost overthrew him. Quick did a great job of grabbing to that ball and hauling that in, but he almost overthrew him. But that's it. Just like that, you get a turnover, and your defense has kept you in the game. There's a saying in poker, when we were talking about poker a little bit earlier, it says you got to stay alive long enough to get lucky. And I think that Santa Fe's defense is doing that. They're keeping them in the game long enough to help them get lucky, and they got a turnover, and now they got a touchdown, and it's anybody's ball game.
Oh my goodness! I tell you what, we've been up and down in the viewer count in the 20s tonight, but how can it? Well, I can understand if how some people can leave if they're watching Daniel Garcia tonight, but oh man, they're missing everything now.
Well, if you're an aspiring SFL quarterback, this is not the game you want to watch. But if you're a fan of defense, this is a game that you could watch all day long.
So Baltimore up to the 30-yard line. I just cannot believe running back pops off his hands. Joe Lynn, who's flying into the screen, he wasn't even on the screen when the ball touched candidate's hands originally. Comes flying in, was going to make the tackle, and finds the football. Unbelievable.
Joe Lynn he's a playmaker. That's his 3rd interception of the season right now.
And one of his first 2 came against the Crabs in the last game.
Yeah, I was going to add that actually.
Sorry.
No, that's great. He's a guy. He makes plays when he needs to, and he steps up in big games, and so far he's done that.
Dazo beat to Sim to the Santa Fe 43, and that accounts for basically all of Sim's yards, and it's 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line of Santa Fe.
Well, that was a nice little pass there. Sim has been really quiet. We thought that he was going to be a little bit more productive today than he has been, but Santa Fe's done a good job of shutting him down, but Dazo able to fit the ball in there right past the outstretched arm of the defender. Sim comes down with it. They get the first down, and now they're on the drive.
That was on Christoph Montero, too, who is one of the top-paid players on the team, and DR Sim wins that battle as Dazo is starting to get in a rhythm now, up 3. And back to pass, swings it outside, caught by Outdad. He's been quiet, a 5-yard gain to the Santa Fe 38. Not in scoring position just yet, though.
Well, we talked about the receivers for Santa Fe, and Quick and Bosco, who are number 1 and number 10 in the league in receiving yards. But don't overshadow Baltimore, who Sim and Outdat were number 6 and number 8. So some great receivers in this game, but still defenses are the ones that's really controlling the game.
Bring the backfield. Candidate takes the carry up the middle. That's a nice 2nd down run to churn out some yards and make it 3rd manageable.
Yeah, you really got to like that call. You've got a 2nd and 5. Why not try to pick it up, make it really manageable? Because here you can go in any direction. Do you want to run it? You want to throw a little drag route? A mesh concept, something like that. So if you're going to beat this defense, you got to confuse them and put pressure on them, and that's what they did there.
Two receivers, both to the short side right, bottom of the screen. And Dazzo is going to throw it short. That pass is caught to DR Sim. Now 172 yards for Dazzo, and that's a really nice play call on third down as well.
Well, that's, I mean, like you said, they set up a little short third down, and they just used a little crossing route there. It was wide open. They created space and pick up the first down, and now they got a little drive going. 1st
and 10, and the handoff goes to Candidate. Again, some nice blocking up front by the Baltimore offensive line, and he picks up 5 down to the 25. I'm impressed with this kid tonight.
Yeah, he's done a really good job. I think his manager at HEB might want to go ahead and keep him on vacation for a while because he's probably going to have a spot here in Baltimore. But Baltimore right now is just trying to control the clock and not create another turnover.
Along with Mike Peters, I'm Cameron Irvine. This is Money Monday here on the Sim Football Network on Twitch. A battle of 5-1 teams. Again, Candidate's going to set up a 3rd and short. Alvarado on the tackle. This game has been, I can't say everything we thought it was going to be from offense and defense standpoint, but it sure has been everything we thought it would be in terms of its drama and its intensity.
Yeah, well, we knew it was going to be a competitive game, and we knew it was going to be, both teams fighting hard for the win, but nobody could have predicted what we've seen from these defenses right now.
3rd and 3, Dazzle to the outside, and he overthrew DR Sim, and that is a major mistake, as DR Sim originally had his feet on the sideline, would have gotten the first down. And they're going to have to settle for 3, which means Santa Fe can win with a touchdown.
Well, I actually think they were almost playing for 3. I don't think they're too worried about the offense. Their defense is playing great. And, outside of, the touchdown pass, Santa Fe really hasn't been able to get much going on offense. But it is setting up a situation where we could see quite an ending to this game.
So from 40 yards away, and Baltimore could miss it too. They've already missed 2 field goals tonight. From 40 yards away in the left hash, that kick for the Crabs is good, and boy, ice water in the veins for Derek Brown, who was really bad earlier in this game, and that kick was pretty nice.
Well, he actually showed a lot of leg there too. We saw him miss the one, which was right down the middle. He just missed it by a yard or 2. So he's definitely got the leg, and he comes through, and I think they felt confident that he could get it. They weren't being real aggressive on that drive. I don't think they really feel that Santa Fe is going to be able to move the ball on them. So they got the 3. They force them to, hey, you got to go drive the field and get a touchdown on us, and we'll see if they're able to adapt to do that.
From the 12, only up to the 28-yard line. Again, good coverage there from Baltimore. I would give their kickoff team just a slight edge over Santa Fe tonight. I can't really say special teams since they botched the 2 field goals, but but it's a 1st and 10. Fresh set of downs here for Santa Fe, down just 6.
So, well, what's Daniel Garcia going to do here? That's what we got to see. What is he going to do? How is he going to? Is that touchdown enough to spark him and get him going on this drive, or are those 5 picks still playing in his head?
Well, that's a nice catch right there, and a penalty marker thrown out of the secondary. You got to think that's going to be PI, and haven't seen Bosco a lot on some streaks down the field, but he gets a good jump start there off the line.
Well, it's nice that they keep working in Bosco, but Quick and Moore have been the guys that have really done the most and have been able to find the openings most consistently. I'd like to see them kind of become the focal point here. If you get Bosco open in a situation and he can exploit it, then that's great, but I don't like how much they've been trying to force it to him. I think that's been part of their struggles on offense.
Quick, only 11 targets, has 7 catches for 100 yards tonight. Again, a quiet 100 yards for Quick. Tell your friends right now that hashtag the drama is real. Get them involved. Get them in front of the computer or TV or phone screen, whatever you got to do to watch them see the end of this game. And Garcia escaped pressure and finds an open receiver. That was Bosco, and what a job by Garcia escaping the pressure really for the first time tonight.
Well, I think there was a lot of good plays all around. Obviously, the secondary was doing a great job in coverage because he didn't have anywhere to go. And then the line was giving him pressure, but Baltimore's line got in there, kind of got some pressure on him, but Garcia was able to escape away, get a short, get a completion for 7 yards and set up a manageable second down here.
2nd down and 3. Garcia looks a little bit too long, but ended up finding either the fullback or the tight end on the outside. That's his first catch of the night. And don't have a name on him, but it's 1st and 10 of the 43.
Garcia is doing a really good job with these out routes, and Baltimore seeming to give them up a little bit more than they are, the stuff over the middle. if that's what they're going to give you, keep going to it. Because if it's working, you just got to get one touchdown. You don't have to get anything big. Just move the ball down the field, and if they're there, he's doing a good job of completing it.
This is kind of unbelievable. I'm about to throw a stat out. Maybe you're not familiar with, or other people might not be familiar with. This Montoya is going to be wrapped up for no gain. If Santa Fe wins this game, it would be their second win of the season when their offense turns the ball over 6 times. They turned the ball over against Honolulu and won that game, I believe, 27-24 on a game-winning field goal. They have a chance to do it again right here.
Well, so maybe the voodoo doll actually works in the reverse order that we think. They make it look really bad, and then they give him a good look at the end.
Garcia nearly hit as he threw, but Quick got a block, and Quick nearly got the first down. Nice job on the outside by Mora to pick that up on Quick's 8th grab.
Yeah, that was a great block right there. He came back and swung back and got him. Just a few extra yards, but that can make a difference as they set up a short yardage situation here, and they got a little drive going. Just nice and patient, moving the ball down the field, 3rd and inches. You're going to go for it if you don't get it, I would think. So that extra few yards definitely helped them in this situation.
3rd down and inches at the 34. I don't think you can kick a field goal here in this situation. I think it's 4-down territory right now.
Not the way the defenses in your offense have been playing.
3rd and inches. Garcia under center. And Garcia has time. Floats a fade. Busco caught it at the 21-yard line. What a beautiful throw and catch from 1.
Well, you really don't see fade routes outside of the goal line very often, but I'm kind of surprised by that call, but it was a brilliant play call, actually. I mean, I don't think anybody was expecting him. Got him isolated one-on-one out there against Brown, of all people. He's one-on-one, but he's got a size. Brown's actually 6'1", and Bosco is 6'3", so a little bit of a size advantage, but he throw the fade up, come down with it, and keep moving the ball. It's an impressive call there.
3 receivers and 2 running backs, and Daniel Garcia facing what looks like an outside blitz. He's going to throw it deep, and that pass is caught by Bosco! He dove for it! Touchdown, Santa Fe!
You have got to be kidding me. Wow. So right after we call and say, okay, let's get away from Bosco. Let's try to work it into Quick and Mora. Garcia says, no, we're going to the big gun here, and he's going to bail us out. After a couple drops earlier in the game, he still had confidence in him. He finds him on 2 big plays in this drive, and after everything that they've been through, Santa Fe is an extra point away here from taking the lead with 3 minutes to go.
And what's crazy is in that game, in the first meeting in Baltimore between these two teams, DR Sim, the other star on the other side, as I was showing you highlights earlier, 24-24 tie ball game in the 4th quarter, and a very similar play. He dove and made the catch and put Baltimore up 7 late in that game. They eventually win that game. I tell you, the back and forth, I hope I see these two teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, I was actually, when you brought up that graphic showing the playoff matchups, I was thinking that again. Like it's a possibility, and this is, like, you can't get a better game than this. Now, the question remains: do they leave too much time on the board? You definitely want to take the touchdown when you get it, but 3 minutes is a lot of time. Now, their defense has been playing great. Baltimore hasn't been able to move the ball very well. But that is something to watch, is that they leave just a little bit too much time.
And how long can Santa Fe's defense, lock those guys down? And you wonder, I mean, it's the same thing on the other side. These defenses have been playing so hard all night. Are they a little gassed right now, maybe? I
don't think so. A lot of these drives have been like, 3 and outs, or they'll go 5-6 plays and out. So I think the defenses are going to be pretty fresh, which is, I think that plays into it a little bit.
Dazzo completes it to the 48-yard line, a 21-yard diving catch from DR Sim. Oh man, we've got a good final 3 minutes brewing right now.
Well, as I say that, they leave a hole in coverage there, and DR Sim's able to make a nice grab there. Outstretches, makes the grab, and now Baltimore's trying to move the ball, and they've only got about 20 yards they need to go before they got an opportunity to kick the game-winning field goal.
And that looked like Santa Fe selling out like they have been all night, but they missed the opportunity on that one. As if it's 1st and 10 at the Gorilla 48-yard line, you're right. They only need 3 here to finally put Santa Fe away. Dazzo back to pass. Has to be careful. Oh, what a play by the offensive player as he jarred the ball loose. DR Sim from a potential interception by Peterson, and D.R. Sims saves the day. I can honestly say I don't think I've ever seen that out of a wide receiver in a video game.
Well, Peterson has been playing really well all game, and he almost comes up with a huge interception there to ice the game. But I think that's what we're going to see here on this drive is Santa Fe is going to be sound positionally and set the Baltimore not to make a mistake.
2nd and 10 of the 48, 3 in the backfield. Dazzo back to pass, going to swing it out to Kennedy. It's got to make a man miss, and a nice open field tackle by Joe Lynn. That's a 1-yard loss, 3rd and long.
Well, and again, they're going to be sound positionally. And you never know what's going to happen, and I don't really like that call there just because they haven't proven that they're going to give you any yards after the catch the entire game. And they did get a little bit of pressure, so he might not have had anything else there. But I think you got to try to work the ball downfield more. You know, you're not in scoring range right now. They're not giving you anything after the catch. You've got to try to find holes. You know, set up some pick plays or something to get something open in the middle of the field. 3rd and 11, 2 minutes to play. Get your stinking friends in the chat room and on the stream right now for a photo finish. 3rd down, 11. Crabs are down by 1. Dazzo back to pass. Dazzo looking. He's going to get away. Throws off his back foot. That pass is incomplete. It's going to be 4th down and long. Baltimore only has 2 timeouts. I think they got to go for it. 4th and 11, it's hard. It'll be interesting to see what they do here. But with the way your defense is playing, I might punt it and take my chance because you're going to have really good field position.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can argue this one either way.
And it doesn't look like they're going to try to go after it. 4th and 11 at the Gorilla 49-yard line. And Mike Dazzo back to pass, has to throw it short, got to turn the corner. He stepped out of bounds. Didn't know where the sideline was Eric Bryant. He would have had the first down.
He was wide open. Like, he had easily had enough room. Like, there was nobody within 5 yards of him when he caught that. He could have turned upfield and got that, but that was just another situation of Dazzo just leads him a little bit too much. Just a little bit too much, and he's done that a few times tonight. Put just a little bit too much on it, less than too much. Yeah, forces them out of bounds, and they're not able to convert. But their defense has got 5 turnovers. They still got 2 timeouts. This game is not over.
They need to stop. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification along the Santa Fe Guerrilla Radio Network.
El único XCD 101.8, la estación deportiva, the sports station.
Pass over the middle, incomplete, and a jarring hit on Juan Bosco. How many times? Is this like 25 targets now for Juan Bosco?
Yeah, he's got a lot, and I'm kind of worried about the way they're throwing it with how many turnovers that Garcia's had. I'd really like to see him run the ball here and make Baltimore use their timeouts. I don't know why they're throwing.
Yeah, they just gave Baltimore a golden opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, that was a free timeout there and an opportunity at an interception potentially.
2nd and 10, a mistake there from Santa Fe, and it looks like they might be selling out here to just try to move the chains and get the first down. Garcia back to pass. He's going to throw it short. That pass caught by Bosco. Oh, stretch of the first down. He did not get it. Baltimore calls the timeout, and if Santa Fe gets the first down here on 3rd and inches, this ball game is over. It
is. It's an unorthodox way of trying to run out the clock. But they ran a good play there because he actually took the really safe throw. He had room there to try to get the first down. And again, Santa Fe is in crunch time saying we're going to our big guy and we're going to win or die or lose or die, whatever I'm trying to say. Off of Bosco.
4-3 defense. Montoya's in the backfield. He's going to take the handoff. Oh, he got the first down, and he got it easily up to the Baltimore 43-yard line. And by God, the Santa Fe Gorillas have won another one with 6 turnovers. Unbelievable.
Yeah, wow. I don't know what to say. I'm kind of heartbroken for the Baltimore and their fans because everything that their defense did for the first 3 quarters to put themselves in position for this was, they played out of their minds. But you have to give credit to Santa Fe. You know, I talked about it, and I hate to keep harping on the same thing, but their defense was so good, so sound, and they actually had so many opportunities at interceptions they just never even got. But they played so well, and they kept themselves alive long enough to get lucky, which they did. And they finally got the turnover. They got the touchdown. They shifted the momentum in the game, and you never really know, you know.
They've been playing so well. They need to tweak some things with Dazzo, shore up the passing game a little bit. They had a decent running game tonight. You know, I know they lost tonight, but this team still has a chance at winning a championship. It's unbelievable.
Well, I don't know if they need to make a whole lot of changes, honestly. I don't think Dazzo had a great game. he led some guys a little bit too much that could have shifted the difference in the game. But Santa Fe's defense is just unbelievable. I mean, they're just out of their minds. They've got 2 great safeties. They got 2 good corners, a linebacker. They just played great, and I think if their defense can play like they did, even partially the way they did tonight, and Dazzler can just play a little bit better, they just execute a little bit better, I think they're fine. I think they're in a good position going forward. It sucks to lose a game like this. It's heart-wrenching, but I think they've got the talent and the team to compete for a championship. And if this game was in Baltimore, it could have been the other way.
We'll head to the post-game show here in 6 seconds. Santa Fe will not have to snap it again. An insane game here tonight on the Sim Football Network as Santa Fe wins 17-16 as we take a look at the final stats. This should be some very interesting final stats here. Baltimore 218 yards of offense. That is a tremendous testament to just a great job by Santa Fe.
Yeah, and the funny thing is Baltimore was coming in here averaging 337 yards of passing offense per game, and they got held to 218 yards of total offense. Santa Fe's defense is just spectacular, and they were in position the whole game, and they didn't make many mistakes. They kept themselves in the game. Baltimore, you get 6 turnovers, you like to win the game, and you probably should have. But there's not another defense in the league like Santa Fe, and if they play like they did tonight against anybody else in the league, they're going to win that game. And so I don't think Baltimore should hang their hat. They've got the team to compete. Just an unfortunate game. Might need to stop by the voodoo doctor on the way out, try to see if they can change their fortune a little bit. But I think it's great things from both teams going forward.
Quick finishes with 110 yards, and Bosco finishes with 96. Daniel Garcia, even though it's very ugly on the stat sheet, ends up with over 300 passing yards. Joe Lynn ends the day with 10 tackles, also had that pick, so he had a brilliant day for the Santa Fe defense as well, sometimes undervalued bronze corner. So now, when as we roll through the highlights some more here, as Dazzo finished with 198 yards passing, you've got Santa Fe at 6-1, Louisville at 6-1. The Wolfpack face 3-3 San Francisco in San Francisco, where they have not lost this year. Santa Fe at 6-1 plays Tallahassee, and Tallahassee is 4-2 as well. Both of these teams still have tests. Do you see these teams both at 7-1 and waiting for their first round opponent come a few weeks?
I don't know. Santa Fe, Santa Fe's defense, I think we agree, it's got a championship defense. The problem is their quarterback, and you never know what guy is going to show up. You talked about he threw for 300 and something today with the 5 interceptions. I was just looking at the notes. He threw his other 5 interceptions against Honolulu, and he also threw for 460 yards in that game. So he's such a question mark. Like, it's so hard. Like, he's got the talent, and he's got the ability to spread the ball, and he's got the receivers to spread the ball all over the place and make plays. He has a really bad habit of throwing it to the other team, and that puts a lot of pressure on that defense. That defense could be like amazing if you wouldn't turn the ball over as much. So it's going to be really interesting to see as we get into the playoffs what Daniel Garcia shows up, and if any team's able to figure out this defense.
Now Baltimore is 5-2. New York and DC are 4-3, and because Tallahassee was off this week, they're 4-2. So the Pride, who have a Sunday matinee against Cleveland, you would assume that the Pride will also be able to get to 5-2 as we put up the final stats for you here as we continue through the postgame show. So with that in mind, now New York and DC are sort of a game back, and nobody wants to start playoffs on the road. It's just interesting how it's all kind of playing out.
Well, I think we saw in the game, was it yesterday? New York got shut down. Heat Chol got shut down. I think the big question mark there is we all kind of thought that New York was going to be the team that was going to be hard to beat, but they were kind of riding and dying with that one singular strategy, running 80% of their offense through Heat Chol. How are they going to adapt now after he got shut down. It was like 4 yards to carry. Like, it was like insane for him. How are they going to rebound, and are they going to be able to figure out a way to keep it going, or is somebody else going to emerge and kind of become the top team there?
And Honolulu, who has arguably just as good of a defense as Santa Fe in terms of how they defend the pass. They've got their three stout linebackers. They've got their gold star, June Fierro, who is just magnificent. And they're all of a sudden, now a full game back on the outside looking in and trying to compete for spots. They have Orlando next week and then still have to play Baltimore, which, my goodness, I wouldn't want to play Baltimore right now, even with the offense struggling.
Well, that could be another game that's similar to this. We had Honolulu last week, and I remember a lot of the same things about the Honolulu defense that I saw in Santa Fe. I don't know if they're as sound positionally, and they get themselves in a position like that quite as much, but like you said with Fierro, he's a guy that can change the game. And if Baltimore, if they get into that last game, if Dazo's not playing a little bit sharper than he did tonight, that could be kind of a similar thing where Baltimore offense never really gets get going, and Honolulu's defense makes the plays and gives them a chance to win a close game.
So with 2 weeks left in the season, let's break down next week's schedule. So there's no Thursday game because of a conflict in my work schedule, but Saturday we'll pick things up at noon. DC takes on Minneapolis. Obviously, Minneapolis eliminated, but a big game for the DC Dragons in terms of playoff jostling. Sunday, we've got the doubleheader at 12 o'clock. We've got Cleveland and Tallahassee. We'll be in the chat room for that as Tallahassee looks to take care of business and get to 5-2. Then 3 o'clock, that's the big game, Mike, with the Knights and Bulldogs, a rematch of that wild game where New York missed 2 field goals in the last minute, and we went to overtime, and San Francisco ended up pulling that out. Obviously, we have all of the major league announcements to make, which is going to be a fun time for that one. Sunday at 3, and then Monday night we've got Honolulu and Orlando as the Legends, like the Dragons, just look to give themselves just that much of a better chance of making the postseason.
I wouldn't sleep on Orlando. They haven't. The score sheet hasn't always come out in their favor, but from what I've seen of them, they play pretty sound football.
And they beat the Legends last time.
Yeah, they do. Like, their record is not indicative of the quality of that team, and so they're dangerous. And that could definitely be a game that surprises some people. And they're a team that's going to be tough. You have a double. I didn't know we had a doubleheader on Sunday.
Yeah, I just had to move it today.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I might be available if we need if we want to add a second game in there. We can look at something like that. It's 2 weeks left in the season. We've got a lot of good games coming up. A lot of playoff position jockeying to be done. Some contenders trying to solidify themselves. Some guys on the outside looking in, trying to make a name for themselves. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
You'll definitely want to make sure to check it out. That's a wrap from us here in San Antonio in the SFL studios and back at Spalding International Field in the business district of Mexico City, Mexico. Final score, Santa Fe 17, Baltimore 16. For Mike Peters, I'm Cameron Irvine. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good night.